One morning strangers say hello to me. Tomorrow they names will be carved on the stone. We go home alive, I'm a terrible liar. Forgive me, that's not the art of betrayal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of Talk to Me About, the Guilty Gear podcast where we talk about your faves and why you love them. I'm your host, as always, Dee. Hi, hello. And I'm here with my co-host, Jay. Hi, Jay.
Hello.
And today we are talking about the great, almighty, most important king of Illyria. Not Kai Kisuke, get rid of that guy.
Yeah,
No one cares about that guy. We're talking about the great and important Leo Whitefang today. And I know you guys might be a little disappointed. Last time we covered the great Leo Paldon, and, this guy is clearly nothing to the great and almighty Leo Paldon, so I completely understand. But today,
Your character.
we're talking about the forever top 5, Leo Whitefang. And I think that you can maybe even make that argument for Exerd, too. Who knows? I know he hangs around in the tier list for Exerd quite often, despite maybe not being, like, top 1 or anything, because, Johnny and Venom and Eno exist in that game. Elfult, forgot that one. And a quick thing before I introduce our guests, too, I just wanted to announce I made it into the Guilty Gear ARC Creators Program. Woo!
Oh, it's key.
Now this is a sponsored Guilty Gear Arc System Works production. And by sponsored, I mean it's not really sponsored, but I get to put that little thing up
there. You don't
there.
get money for anything. It's just officially condoned.
Mr. Daisuke himself is looking at this and saying, "Good job, D." So I get to feel like a special sparkle.
He got a headshot of your little icon and was like, "Oh, okay, this is interesting."
That's why I'm wearing the king crown today, because I get to be the special Burger King crown for the day. But so let's start introducing our very wonderful guests who love our very wonderful king. Starting off with Rekka. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Sorry, I'm happy to be on this podcast. I like to talk about him, and it's really nice to be able to get together with other people who actually think about him more than just being like, "Oh, he's such a gorilla, damn." It's really nice to be able to do that.
It makes me so happy whenever I get onto twitter.com and I see you talking about Leo, and it's like, it's so true, it's real!
I try my best.
Yeah, thank you for keeping the conversation around this character alive, because just like you said, it is like really, really dominated by people just being like, "Oh, haha, like funny, stupid character."
I think it's really cool of Daisuke to take, like, the comedy aspects and the serious aspects of Leo are there in equal measure, which is really sick. Another character that does that I really like is Sin. Like, I think Sin also does that same idea to a cooler extent. Cool extent. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Rekka. And I wanted to ask, is your name based off of Leo's Rekka and Exerd, or did he have a Rekka?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because, I used to complain a lot when I switched to Exerd to Strive. I used to complain a shit ton about how he didn't have his Rekka anymore. And people would get annoyed by it, and so they started calling me, or actually they said they changed my display name in the server to Leo's Rekka 2. And I was like,
wow.
Alright, shit, man. So now it's just, now it's my name.
Yeah.
I love the backstory. Next up, I would love to introduce the very wonderful artist, Tyr. How are you doing today?
Hello. I love Leo Whitefang. I think he's very cool. And he's the best king, unlike, as we said, the fraud Kisk. Nobody here likes Kai Kisk, obviously. But yeah,
frauds,
I'm very happy to be on here. Thank you for inviting me.
I noticed today you uploaded, for reference, in terms of recording, we're recording this just after Venom had dropped, which is really excellent timing because Leo was in that arcade mode, which is sick. But I saw you made fan art of Phantom and Robokai, and it looked really, really good. I swear to God, you better be making more $1 billion, making on prints or something, because your art is too good not to.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot. I don't know. Thank you. I don't know. It means a lot. Thank you.
Also, you got to see the exclusive Dual Rulers before it came out, right? How was Leo in episode 1?
I think the Leo fans really like him. He don't even joke with me. He's so silly. He's so good.
Don't even joke, lad.
Hey, you know what? what you're doing? Like the Matt Pat joke of, I think Matt Pat will really like this.
Yeah, I think Matt Pat will really enjoy dissecting Guilty Gear Dual Rulers frame by frame. But yeah, no, you're really doing yourself a disservice if you do not check out Tier's page. His art is fucking amazing, and like genuinely every time I see it on my timeline, I have to take a double take, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I cannot believe that there are people on the planet capable of drawing like this. So like, genuinely, your stuff is amazing, and thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you so much.
And last but not least, great Twitter warrior himself, Valore, how are you doing?
You know, I was gonna introduce myself as everyone's favorite matchup complainer on Twitter.com. Leo Whitefang.
I went onto your Twitter today and I saw like 4 different tier lists. Not even yours. I really appreciate it.
All right, one of them's a Zenless Zone 0 one, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. How does
one of
Leo
them-
do into the Bernice matchup?
Yeah, he loses it. He really walled out flash kick with flamethrowers, and you know that's it. You just can't do anything. He has no mash options. Can't get out. But how's everyone doing? Glad to be on here.
You also run New Heads, right?
Yes, I do. I'm the co-owner of New Head FGC. We run tournaments for Guilty Gear Strive every month. Our flagship monthly is called Gorilla Gambit. Everyone should join. It's great.
I think I joined it once too. It was pretty cool.
Thanks.
I think I remember when New Heads formed. It's like 2 years old or something now, right? It's been a while.
Yeah. We actually we just hit our 2-year anniversary in March, so that's pretty.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like you're one of the first really big orgs that I actually remember seeing around, and the fact that you've been able to remain consistent with things, and that, you know, I think things consistently go pretty well for you guys, is a testament to your good ownership of the program, and also that you're just a cool and chill Leo player. So thank you very much for coming out also.
It's in no small part to everybody who has helped with New Head. You know, it's I kind of just steer the ship. Everybody else kind of helps so much and commentates and helps with tournament organizing, and you know, I couldn't do it myself, so to have everybody that
It's because
so
of people
really
like you that we're able to have the online scene that we do, and I think the online scene for Strive is one of the best aspects of this game. Like, it's the one part of the reason why this game is so special. This game is only as special as the people you can play it with, you know, and it's because of people like you that that's possible at all. So thank you. Always thank your TOs. Hashtag.
Thank you so much. That's so flattering, and I really appreciate. I love the game so much, and I want to support it as much as I can. And you know, it's not like it's purely a passion project. You know, it's not something like we make money on or anything like that. So it's like it's literally just something we do because we like doing it, and I'm glad that people are able to enjoy that. And you know, we're fortunate enough to have a controller sponsor now, and it's just
It's awesome.
Oh my
yeah,
god,
like,
that's so
we,
cool.
we do raffles for every event now. SGF Devices, check them out. They are fantastic people.
This is a stream for shilling, or a video for shilling. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, that's. I appreciate everyone having me on, and I'm looking forward to talking about my favorite character for as long as you'll allow me to.
So, let's start off. I have to do an icebreaker. Is dive kick good at all? I know that's a silly question, but it feels like most I've seen like He Who Should Not Be Named like doing this into Red Roman cancel sometimes. Like, is this a good move?
Jump dust?
Yes.
I can't really tell you a lot because I'm like not good at the game. But in my opinion, it's good for like if you've been doing a lot of jump-ins with JK and they're gonna grab you or 6P you can change up the timing and make them whiff 6P and then continue on. But I don't. In Xrd it was. You could use it as a position thing for a couple of combos, but in Strive, I don't think it works anymore? Question mark?
I just want to say, I am an Ungacopter believer.
Okay.
That move rules. You can cancel it with flash kick, so on counter hit, you can get backturn off of it.
Really?
Okay.
You could also do run through off of it. Like, it's just really good to delay timing of anti-airs and stuff. I really like it a lot. I don't think it's good to be spammed. I just think it's a good little niche option to do every here and there.
Down in the dregs of the floors I operate on, the legendary floor 9 through 10, I see it a lot and it's very unsafe, so...
Yeah, it's pretty unsafe if you don't, like, either cancel it or, like, you know, do anything remotely smart other than that. So yeah, it's useful and has its benefits to using. So I like it.
Yeah, I realized
We're
I
talking
probably
like
should have
a-
started off also. For people that are not familiar at all with how Leo plays, do you mind explaining how Leo plays, what he's all about?
Anyone want to? I mean, I can.
You can do it if you want.
All right. So Leo is a stance/charge character, which is probably the reason why he's so underplayed. But
He's
his
a
whole
filthy chargy.
his whole thing is like he's got very explosive defense and very explosive offense, and struggles probably in the neutral game. Well, no, he doesn't really struggle. I would say just more like he has. His weaknesses are like his pokes in neutral and stuff, where like he has
I
a
was
lot
gonna
of
say,
extended
like,
hurt boxes, but,
he succeeds at everything that Strive rewards. He's got, great neutral, great defense, great offense, extremely suffocating vortex, and, like, where he fails is that he's got, unconventional control scheme, and I guess also, like, as I think LK put it, where it's just his pokes, they are uncomfortable. Like, they don't extend out too much.
Well, actually, the hurt box extends out like more than anything on like his farther pokes, and that's what like makes it harder. But like he's been one of the strongest characters in the game in Strive since it came out, and for a reason. I would call him a rushdown character because that's kind of what he is. And his whole game plan is to get his backturn stance where he turns around and has like insanely broken normals and stuff like that, and try to run through you basically.
Something I also really like about Leo is that he also has, like, little quirks in between that, too. Like, he has the dash, like, he doesn't have a standard dash, he has the step dash, and he also has guard points as well, like, just really interesting, like, everything they have on this guy. And of
He's
course,
like an off Jodo, I guess. I guess.
Yeah.
ever since I picked up this game, I've had Leo described to me as the better Kai, and it's just felt that way.
And it's true in the story also.
I wish I had Kai's Farsight. I wish I had Kai's Stun Dipper. I wish I had a lot of Kai's things. So let's not get crazy.
Yeah, you're 5D. That's basically Stun Dipper. Let's be set for real here.
Yeah, 2D's close to it, but
Yeah.
7 frames is 7 frames. So
Is Leo one of
That's
those
a good
characters that
plan.
can use 5D in combos?
not typically. I mean, you can. He has them, but I wouldn't say it's like. It's usually just like backturn stuff, and then.
I love that combo, by the way. I love the counter hit into 5P and then 6P. That was really good.
Ah, damn it!
Oh,
look at
I
Yay!
just stopped blocking.
Get out! This is kind of unrelated, but my favorite hitbox for him is his 2H hitbox in this game. Because
Now I have to see.
why does it look like that?
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
He's just having a great time.
Someone has to mod, like, glow sticks over his swords.
Oh man, Raver Leo would go pretty hard.
He got pecked in that animation.
Sorry,
He really does.
I just remembered my favorite mod in this game, where it's him and he's got the weight dumbbells instead of the swords.
Bodybuilder Leo, yeah.
He's got the
I
awesome
remember seeing
T-shirt
that.
on too. Beautiful man, beautiful, beautiful man.
I can't go too crazy on mods because I feel like I'd get distracted. I'd be like, wow, this
Call you out in tournament like that one Street Fighter person.
Shit.
I think about
Okay,
that
no.
constantly.
That's no.
The thing is, the difference between me and them is that I would never download a naked Leo mod to play this
Yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Physically,
yeah, yeah.
What?
no, famously, I'm not playing fighting games to come. Okay.
The
You
important
know-
words to live by.
I know the deep lore. I think Leo actually is one of the only male characters in this game that has a nude mod. So
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations.
I think it's him, Soul, and Kai. So you know what?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
The true Illyrian kings right there.
Are
Yeah,
we
no, well,
talking
when
nude or
they
are we
add
talking, like-
Daryl in the next season, we'll get all the kings.
Oh no, I'm fully
I
nude.
call it the Fujoshi or whatever.
No, not
but
the
I've not
Fundashi.
seen a nude one.
No, because of the creator of them took them all down due to people being like, why are there male ones? Oh, no one believes in equality
What?
anymore.
No one believes in it. Yeah.
The only
Okay, well-
equality I want is merch equality.
That's
It is
true. That's
insane.
true.
So does Leo have any merch at all? Or
He has a
The
blanket.
blanket. The
I have it over
blanket.
my
Yeah,
shoulders
Leo.
right now.
He has a blanket
Yay!
and he has a card. I have the blanket and I have the card. It's
Hell yeah.
I don't have the card. I feel like that I've had opportunities to get that card, and every single time that I've had it, they've been randomized selections, and I
Mhm,
haven't.
yeah.
gotten it. So, like
Seeing
goddamn.
like. Oh, sorry.
Really quick, because I'm not too familiar with Leo, can you walk me through all the backturn options? I think, the P button is just a nice plus button that you go into everything else. Is K just... Or, can you guys walk me through it a bit?
Just before
that's
that, though,
K,
Tyr, did you want to say what you wanted to say?
Oh, I was just say, seeing Leo players being happy over a blanket really humbled me as a Kai person who gets a lot of merch. I was like, I'm so sorry for you guys.
The Leo players are in cardboard boxes, sad in the rain, and you as a Kai main are just like, gilded coat, walking a golden palace.
My cope is I'll take his character strength over merchandise any day. So,
Okay, all right, I see that.
but yeah. So backturn stuff. He's got backturn kick, which is the one that's plus and goes into everything. He's got backturn punch, which is like an anti-air, where he kind of like sticks his hand in the air. He's got backturn slash, which is like a really far disjointed move that's super fast and can be canceled into like plus frames. And he's got the overhead, the can opener, which is backturn heavy, which is an 18 frame overhead. It is very good. And yeah, he basically, if he cancels any of his stance normals, like out of his stance into his front stance, he gets plus frames off of a lot of them, slash and heavy specifically. I think he's 0 off of punch and kick, if I'm not mistaken, or he might be +2 or something off punch or something like that. But
when you go into backturn, what's the usual combo you want to go for? Is it like kick punch into, or no, it's slash into? No, I'm trying to think. Well,
depends on the hit.
Mm-hmm.
If it's kick, you can. There's a couple things you could do. You could route into slash heavy slash, and then do the run through move, and then do it again, and it actually hits meaty, and you can't throw it, and he could combo off of that. So that's a really good thing to do off of kick. But if you're too late on that, you can do it's a lot of it involves like stance canceling to get like the most optimal stuff. Usually with off a kick, you just try to like cross them up again to try to loop it, because he used to have other ways to loop back turn, but it's not as good anymore. I would say because they nerfed the distance that the run through move travels, so you can't do the same Oki anymore. But he's also got off of overhead. You basically want to stance cancel every time, and the best combo is to dash up and 2H into the 214S move where he slams down. Probably
I was gonna say, I never see the command grab part of Leo. Is it only accessible in backturn and there's just no reason to use it ever, because you just rather just switch out and go for a normal throw, or?
Quote unquote command grab that can be mashed on and be thrown.
Yeah, it doesn't
easily
have
the worst command grab.
either.
Yeah, it's not a great move, and you can only be accessed in backturn. If
But
you
it's
get hit by backturn command grab, that's gap. I just want to tell you right
It's,
now.
it's actual mind control. It makes me stop and think if I get hit by that. I'm like, what am I doing right now?
That's the layer 3 mix-up. It's so bad they don't expect you to go for it, kind of bad.
The layer 3 mix-up is pushing someone into corner and then alternating between regular grab and command grab. I have a clip of this somewhere.
Can someone fight me?
It's really bad. I'll find it in a second.
Fight in my tournament.
Oh, sorry. I can't fight in my tournament. Wait, don't start it. I accidentally canceled. Okay. Yes.
I wanted to say too, I guess in between you grabbing that clip, how does he compare to how he was in Exerd, especially with backturn? Is it like... I've heard that Leo is extremely button mashy in Exerd, and that he's actually a little more sophisticated in this game.
I mean, in my opinion, I have a little more fun with how backturn works in Exerd, but that's just because I don't actually know why that's because, but I also like his combos more, and I like having an air special ender. I enjoy that.
You mind walking me through what he has and doesn't have compared to Strive? Because I'm not familiar with Exerd Leo at all.
In Exerd, he has well, in my opinion, what I get the most mileage out of is that his air stuff actually gatlings into other things, so you don't have to do the weird little JS air dash into JS, because you have other options. Basically, everything can be brought into Sigasparado, which is his air combo ender. And then that brings you into backturn. So basically, you can convert off of a lot of hits midair, and it's a good option for a couple of his combos. And I just think that having that is nice. What I don't think is nice is the fact that you can land 5k and then you can semi-consistently get into backturn because you can just hit the Rekka after. But that's just a me thing. And then his H moves, you can hold them to enter backturn. So if let's say I hit 5H, if I kept holding H, then I would be in backturn. Same with 6H, and also same with his front turn super.
They've changed that in this game, so now when you hold it, it puts you into guard point instead, right?
Yeah, I mean, guard point was still an Xrd. It was after an H or S move, and you would hit P after. And then it would bring up a guard point, and then if you hit the guard point, you can cancel into an H move. But I feel like, for me, it has a little more expression in backturn just because I started with that game.
Yeah. No, and you're allowed to have your opinion, like, either way.
Yeah.
Like, this was literally just me asking because I had no idea.
Oh, there's Moonwalk.
Don't worry, this is a no judgment zone if you like Exert or if you like Strive. Do not worry.
But it's like, one thing that I do like about Strive is that stance cancels are actually really important for a lot of his combos. I think that's cool. I never super got the hang of it, but I think it's really nice that that a lot of your stuff now requires you to weave in and out of back turn and front turn.
I've been playing a lot of City of the Wolves, obviously, because that's coming out soon. And it reminds me a lot of how feints work in that game, where it's like, oh, you can cancel your specials into other specials and things like that, opening up like even bigger combos. It definitely feels like that to me. Not that I can do it in either game, but you know.
No, I believe in you. I believe in you. Double deflect shield.
Unfortunately, with deflect shields, it always comes out double for me because I just get nervous. I'm like, please save me. If you've noticed, I've not done a single flash kick all game. That's because I can't charge. I'm trying. It's not coming out.
No. It's okay.
I was wondering.
We're gonna get you to do a charge command today. If that's the last thing that we do.
Drills.
Oh my, how did that answer?
Yeah, we're gonna do all.
It's okay. By the time you learn how to do his charge inputs, they'll have taken every charge input out of the game.
Stop! Don't say that. No.
The extinction of the charge inputs. It's a tragedy. I love them. I think that it's very fun to hold back
I
and
do
try
too.
them and down and
He
up.
tried.
That's
But,
why I'm so excited about Venom.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be awesome. I'm very excited as well. We need more charge characters. Make Lucy a charge character, but I'm gonna pull it a little bit further back unless there was more immediately to say about gameplay.
I can't think of anything immediately. I just let the conversation go wherever it wants, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just trying to make it a little bit more general because we have yet to ask why Leo for everybody. So Tier, why
Oh yeah,
Leo?
good question.
Why Leo Whitefang?
Okay, so I don't know if anyone watches this. I might be a bit of a Kai-pilled person, and so Leo, like his character is like kind of tied into Kai, and so I was like, well, who is this guy? But
Here, it's so funny you saying that because I can just imagine like behind you have like a giant Kai shrine, and it's like you've got a Kai tattoo on your back, and it's like, don't look at the Kais at the moment. We're dealing with something else at the moment.
Yeah, I like Kai in the sense like I want to put him in a contraption. I like Leo is like I want to pet him like a cat. He deserves love and affection. He's so awesome. I know it's probably what a lot of Leo players say. It's like that one format where it's like this person trying to explain why they like this character, and it's like a bunch of fucking writing, and then someone being like, I like this character, and it's like I just think they're awesome. That's me with Leo.
Yeah.
He's just awesome.
Yeah, no, I think we had a really nice conversation about the kind of like found sibling dynamic that Leo and Kai had before we started recording a few days ago, and I'm like so on it now. I was like, oh, I kind of see how that could be the case, but then all the cool quotes that you showed me, and then that one particular fic, it's like, I think that's so sick. I think Found Family and Guilty Gear is like one of my favorite things, and I really did not appreciate how much they had that, and it's so cool, and I love it.
Jackal, you get it. I love Jackal you so much. You literally like your brain is so massive.
Oh,
And
thank you.
with the new Leo interaction quotes coming out with like Sin, like with the.
Oh yeah, you guys mind explaining that one to me? Because I've not
being
seen
a fun
them.
uncle. It's so awesome.
Literally.
I've not seen them. What does he say to Sin?
He calls him like a bambino. It's like, how do you say this? It's like he's like, oh, you're a little bambino. It's really
Yeah. Little baby.
Little baby babu.
But yeah, no, it's awesome. I also really like their interaction where Sin's like, being a king sounds awesome, but I don't want to study. And then Leo's like, don't worry, I never studied today, and now I'm king. it is very like fun uncle bad influence on his nephew. It's really
actually.
That's adorable, actually. Oh my god.
No, it's great. But yeah, no, I have like a bunch of notes on Leo's character as it relates to Kai specifically, but I'll like pepper those in throughout the podcast. But I really feel like Tyr, you have expanded my mind with this, so thank you so much for that, and I cannot wait to get into more detail about it. But next, Rekka, can you tell us why Leo Whitefang, of all the characters?
My friend wanted to get me into Guilty Gear because he wanted people to play with, and he was like, this guy kind of looks like somebody that you would like, and I'm like, alright. So, what originally got me was that he writes definitions in his stupid little dictionary. What is that? Why does he do that? So funny.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this character's Peem. And then it turns out that I watched Excerpt's story and I was like, so actually he's ridiculous. But then I got better. And I watched Saw and I listened to his theme and Strive, and then I started getting drawn into, I guess, the other aspects of his personality that are not just that he's silly and he has a little dictionary and that he looks like a lion. So it's hard to say, really, because at one point I was like, this guy's kind of okay, and then like 3 seconds later I was like, this is the best character to ever exist.
Right, yeah.
So it's hard to pinpoint that.
So what was it for you? Is it like the interplay between like, oh, this is a guy with PTSD, or oh, this is a guy that's just really silly and he also has that little bit extra something to him? Like, what is it for you?
It's definitely the second one. Like, on surface level, he's so silly, but if you look a little bit deeper and it's like, damn, all right, they really tried with this guy. I mean, he has a bunch of stuff going on that people don't normally see. And I think it's really funny that a lot of people fall for the facade that he puts up. I think that's hilarious.
No, yeah, Dee and I were just talking about it a few days ago, where it's like he is one of the perfect examples of the, oh, you've fallen for the facade of the character that was meant to be dismantled by the viewer.
Yeah,
That's the one meme.
It's really good. And then I guess the other half of it would just be I enjoy his gameplay, but he was also like my first main ever, so it's really just a combination of like everything.
I had a really salient conversation with a friend of mine when we were playing Tekken, and she was like, I never gave a fuck about any fighting game ever, and I thought the character designs in Tekken were really lame because they're just kind of a guy that hits or a girl that hits, and it never really grabbed her. But she ended up playing Julia, and she's the Native American girl that's also a streamer and things like that. That's just what the gameplay that gelled with her the most, and she's played like hundreds of matches since then, and then because of that, she was like, oh my god, wait, I think playing this game and just, like, interacting with my character has made me fall in love with her, like, deeply. Like, she's just so cool. And I think there's something to, like, hey, the way this character plays, the way they move in physical space, the way I control them, just makes you naturally like them more. Maybe that's just stupid human instinct, because, like, oh yeah, of course they're gonna like the tools you use, but...
I can definitely see that, because whenever you pick up a character, they gotta work with you. It's not so much a weapon as it is like a partner, I guess. And it's like, I mean, you can't work with a character that doesn't work with you. So, I feel like it's kind of given that there's a lot. Well, okay, let me just say,
you could be a Leffen and play a character you hate.
Yeah. But a lot of the times, the characters that are lesser played like Leo, the fan base is pretty dead set on pretty much like, if you play Leo, you play him because you like him. You don't play him because it's like a high tier thing.
Right, yeah.
I was gonna ask about that, so this is a question for everyone. It's the age-old question of, if Leo is so good, if Leo is, like, a constant top 5 pick, if Leo has all this going on, why don't people play him? Or if they do play him, they play him for a little bit and then drop him. Why is that? Is it because of the charge stuff, or, like, someone walk me through that a bit? I don't get it.
I mean, it's hard to say.
Slow movement.
A lot of it might be the step dash. A lot of it might be, I think that he has a relatively low skill floor, but he also has a pretty high skill ceiling. So people go, oh my god, I'm already done with this character, damn, and then they just drop him because they think they're done with him. And it's like, alright.
Really astute point, yeah, where it's easy to feel like you think you know what you're doing, or if you get a little bit further on, they're like, oh, I can't possibly figure this out. Whereas like a character like Kai, things are a little bit more linear. You're like, okay, I know roughly what I'm building up to here, and it doesn't seem very like difficult.
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up, Jay. I've never seen anyone like pick up Kai as a secondary to be like, oh yeah, I've got to back up Kai, even though you'd think Kai would be the character for that.
Yeah. I think the other thing about people not playing Leo very much, and this is mostly just me talking out of my butt, so you guys could probably speak more to the truth on it.
Your butt.
Is my butt. I feel like it's also partly like, and it's gonna sound silly, but like an advertising issue because he's not really one of the faces of the franchise, unfortunately. So I feel like a lot less people are just inclined to like hover him and pick him up, even though he's got like pretty decent tournament results, and people usually say that he's like fun to play, because you know it's like he's just not in the conversation very often when it comes to like, okay, who exemplifies Guilty Gear, but hopefully this podcast can help to change that today.
I was gonna say, I was debating if whether or not I should bring it up, but the sad news that in terms of popularity, Leo, when voted,
No.
It's rigged.
No,
It's rigged.
Top one.
I do not
top one.
see-
He's top one. He's top
yeah,
one.
he is.
Closing
I was
eyes.
gonna say they're wrong. Of course, like in a cast of characters that are cool, someone has to hit the bottom, but I don't
But
think
why
Leo
is
should be
that
there.
wrong?
Personally,
They
I
told
don't
us.
think Leo should be there.
Oh my god.
Not gonna play nicely with his inferiority complex. But moving on to Vinny, last but not least, can you tell us why Leo Whitefang? What drew you to this cool guy?
Similar to Rekka's story, I started with Xrd as well, and it was my first fighting game. I actually didn't play fighting games at all, and one day I went to my cousin's house, and they were playing it, and they were like, hey, you should try this game, it's cool. I was like, oh, alright, who should I play? And they were like, you would really like this guy. And then I saw him, I was like, oh yeah, this guy is sick. And then I played him, and I was like beating them on the first day, and I was like, alright, this is my game.
No.
You know, it's so interesting.
It's like one of those things, it feels like a calling, you know, so...
I have such a similar story. I've been trying to get people, some of my IRL friends that hate fighting games, into fighting games, and I have one specifically, he's more of a League Warframe guy, and I've been trying for years to get him on fighting games. And when I do get him on fighting games and Strive, the first character I gave him was Leo, because I was like, Leo feels like your character, and he does play Leo, he likes Leo. He still hasn't stuck with fighting games, but Leo is his character. And I'm wondering in my head now, like, that was the story for me, that was the story for Rekka, that was the story for you. Clearly Leo has initial appeal for people. So I first of all, it's stupid that he's bottom one, but also there's a secret, like, there's something about Leo on this cast of characters that makes people say, I want to pick him first. And is it because he's like a really like manly guy? Like, is it just because the swords are cool? Or like, I'm wondering what it is, because I just knew innately, oh, my friend would really like Leo, and I haven't pieced together why.
Well, I don't know. I think it's like just so my cousins specifically, like, they know the kind of characters I like.
Yeah.
And they're usually characters like Leo. I really like Vegeta from Dragon Ball. I really like, you know, like the like boasting, like kind of braggery guy that has more to him sort of thing. Like, it's always been the character that I gravitate towards. Like I like mentor characters. I like, you know, stuff like that. And I think Leo kind of fits all those bills in ways. And it's just kind of how it works. I mean, yeah, like the like, I wouldn't say manliness, but like, you know, like the coolness that he has, like the vibe of the lion and stuff, and like, you know, I learned eventually he was a metal bender. I feel like that's really cool. Like, he uses metal.
It is
in his
so
attacks
cool.
and stuff. Yeah, and especially in a game that's about different, like, you know, genres of music, and he's using metal, which I think is cool. You know, stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
god, I never pieced that together. You're right.
Yeah, it's just, you know, little things, and you know, the more I learn about him, the more I like him. So it's just one of those things. That the initial appeal was like the character design, I guess, and then you know, ever since then, you know, the gameplay. It was my first fighting game, so it's not, I wouldn't say the gameplay appealed to me because like I didn't know what was any better. So like I was just kind of like learning what it was. So like charge inputs were just the first thing I ever learned. So it doesn't bother me to use charge inputs.
It'd
But
be
I think
so
that's a
funny if
kernel
you were
for
good
us.
at charge inputs but bad at quarter circles.
There probably was a point where that happened in my fighting game career. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be like,
We need
wait,
to put
I
you in a
can't just-
jar. You know, we have to research you like as a prime specimen. Like, this is the one that knows charge inputs but not quarter circles.
Yeah, like I don't know why. Like, why can't I just reversal with my up and button anymore? What is this?
I'm gonna be so curious to see what people look like after 2x KO, and if it's like, oh, people can do down inputs but no quarter circles or charge inputs or anything like that. That'll be a prime specimen of a player.
Oh
It's
shit.
gonna create the same sort of muscle memory that P4AU did in people, with having one button shoryus and stuff.
It was DP.
I mean, listen, I'm already there with the dash button stuff.
Yeah.
I played Xrd. I was dashing with that fine. I even played like games like Tekken and stuff. You know, manual dashing, fine. Now I go back to these other games. I'm like, I feel like I'm in the Stone Age. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, just totally spoiled by dash background.
Did he mention Vegeta? I was just thinking of, you know when Vegeta does like the one pose where he has thumb and he's like pointing at his face and then like he gets beat up like instantly after every time he does that? I don't know if this makes sense if you don't know what I'm talking about.
No,
Yeah,
I
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just imagine
yeah.
Leo Whitefang doing that. I think it'd be really funny.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah.
that would just happen already. Like
Yeah.
that'll
Oh,
probably
you didn't
already
see
be
that. I didn't
Oh my
know
god. Guys, you know what it is? I'm about to go fight this fool. BRB will post the video later.
Is-
I'm not posting that shit. I got
I
my
got
ass
my-
beat.
Yeah. But yeah, no, you talk about his personality being like immediately possible to ascertain, and I think that that's so true. Like he reads very easily through each and every one of his animations. Like I think they did an awesome job in both Exert and Strive communicating the kind of person that Leo is, because I feel like
Oh,
you know, we're looking at the Strive gameplay right now, just the way that he throws himself around, that he like makes himself so open, that really is so evocative of that prideful facade that he puts up. The fact that that his counter is him projecting himself, pushing his chest out like that. It's just it's so great. Like it is so amazing that they were able to jam that much love in there.
There's a lot to say for Guilty Gear characters where you don't know them immediately on first like look. Like the whole thing with Soul being like, oh, he's a scientist, but he plays like a fucking gorilla and he doesn't care, and he's actually this deep, like dark monster and things like that. Kai, this nice prince, he's also a monster. He can turn into a demon, a dragon. With Leo, you know exactly what you're in for. Like, who he presents is who he is. Although he does have the secret trauma, and that's why he acts the way he does. But the person you see is Leo Whitefang, or at least what he wants you to see, which is really cool.
No, that's part of what I wanted to get into, which is that I feel Leo and like, you know, his facade of huge boastful pride is so interesting to me, because it's another one of those situations that you see so often with Guilty Gear characters of like, you know, the mask also being evocative of like their real character, because like Leo genuinely is a very prideful person, but not a conceited one. And I think there is a large extent to which the way that he behaves is for the benefit of other people, and also kind of a way to not really run away from his problems, but to sort of convince himself that he's doing all right, that things are going to work out, that it's sort of speaking to his vulnerability if you look a little bit closer. So it's just really interesting. And I have like a whole bunch more notes about it, but I don't want to dominate discussion.
I want to spectate for a bit.
I want to make a bold
okay.
take.
Yeah.
I'll make a bold. I mean, I don't know if it's that bold. I mean, it's a little bold. I think I just posted 4 normals in the chat going off of that, and I think there's no character in Guilty Gear that describes his personality through his moves the way Leo does.
That's true.
I just think, like, look at him. He's sticking his hands in the air, like he's like his like you guys said, like he's projecting himself in the 6P. Like there's just no other character that's just screaming, "I'm a confident MF," you know, like
Yeah.
he is.
There's no fight where he needs to be doing all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
He's so
no
silly.
fight.
I think one of my favorite things I've ever heard about Leo ever is that he's so, like, first of all, the fact that he has all this war trauma and PTSD, and he's fighting through that, not by, like, cowering anything, but just by being like, if I turn this off enough, it'll eventually fix itself, right? I'm just gonna keep going harder and harder into battle, more and more. Like, the fact you get that with, like, oh, he's headbutting people. With backturn, he's, like, showing his back to you and attacking you that way, because, oh, he's literally showing his vulnerable sign and attacking you with that. Like, that's so cool.
It's so cool.
He has a couple of like let's say jump punch and I guess maybe 5K where he just kind of looks like he's dramatic with it. So in my opinion, I think it gives him kind of like plausible deniability for some of his moves that actually have him looking like he's risking his life. So like jump H, where he's horizontal, jump dust, or whoa, what am I talking about? I guess jump dust a little bit, but also 2D is what I meant to say, where he's just flopping around. And it's like, how much of this can you conceivably write off as him being dramatic because of the other moves that he scatters in where he's just being a little asshole, you know?
He has, like,
I think that's
especially
very interesting.
violent posing. Like, he's hitting you with his head, and you can almost have the implication, like, oh, he wants to hit his own feelings and thoughts towards battle out of his head. He just wants to attack you. And also the fact that every attack he has, he's throwing his whole body into it. There's not a single part of him that he's holding back at all. Like, he is fully committed to this.
If he lands on the floor facing down, he headbutts the ground to get back up. That's nothing. It's just really
Fuck.
funny to me. Like, why does he do that? What's his issue?
Just so
that's cool
quintessentially Leo.
Check out this full Venom gameplay because I'm need to get practicing.
Okay, but
There's at least one Leo on the screen, so it's all good.
Yeah.
you want my day 0 Leo?
It's your day 0 Leo versus my day 2.5 Venom. It's okay.
And no, I think you both really hit on it very well, where it's like the essence of Leo Whitefang to me is like, this very I'm vast, I contain multitudes type character, despite how he may initially appear to someone as like, oh, okay, I think I get the gist of this guy. He's just like prideful, and then that's the end of it. But no, like very Walt Whitman-y, where the real Leo Whitefang is really seldom seen. He has like a few lines in Revelator and in Sign where I think you kind of see the depth of his character, but it's not often that he lets it show, and I feel like that's by design, both to protect him from his fear of loss when making himself vulnerable around other people, and then also to make people feel more comfortable around him. I think because he's like, oh, they need a steadying presence like this big, like, sort of oafish braggart that I can pretend to be, so that they can be like, oh, things are not going to be so bad. I can take things a little lightheartedly, because there is an intro that you can have, or is it an outro? I forget now, but where he's trying to sit on his chair and looking cool by sitting on it backwards, but then misses and falls on his ass.
Yeah.
And I feel like something like that, low key, a little important for characterization. Like, he is capable of not taking himself too seriously. Or like when the soldiers walk him in and he's like, well, who's the most important king? And they're like, Kai. And he's like, who's the most handsome king? And he's like, Kai. Absolute classic right there. And he's just like, he's able to laugh it off. Like, obviously he's like, oh, really? But
That's so fucking
yeah, no.
funny.
And that does
Everyone
bring
on
me
New
to...
Head. That's everyone on New Head with me.
Yeah.
They claim the other Orgone is better.
Mhm.
Nah. You gotta come on, money match now. You know what you have to do.
Money match.
Yeah,
Determine
run the first of
respect.
3 right now.
You think you're more attractive than me? Money match me.
First to
Money
10.
match me?
Leo, that doesn't solve our problem. Money match me right now. 100, 200?
First to 10 me in the, I guess what would be like a funny character to just randomly pick. I don't know enough about balance. Is HC still good? Is he bad now?
Nago,
Would it be funny
Nago.
to say Nago. Yeah, first to 10 Nago mirror, but I'm yeah, no, so it's like
Sorry, the idea that Leo is playing Naga, that's as if Leo would not just
Why
be
is he-
playing Leo.
yeah.
Of course not. Surely.
Yeah, it brings me to a lot of questions, because I feel like I'm still not at a full consensus
Ow.
with myself, even about what I feel about his characterization. I just have a lot of thoughts, so it's like, like, who is really Leo Whitefang, right? Is he genuinely really prideful because he was this young prodigy who was a peerless savior to all his comrades before he was outdone by Kai? Or is he actually some kind of oafish brute? Is he an emotionally perceptive and really shrewd military leader, putting on a front to make people feel more comfortable around him? Is he a man really haunted by guilt and loss, and he feels compelled to shine brighter so that the sacrifices of the ones who came before him wouldn't be in vain? Or worse still, is he doing this all to escape his own self-imposed doubt and his fear and his inferiority from failing to save the people? Because I think it's in Sign's script, and I think I have the quote somewhere, lest we forget, and it's also mentioned on GG World, actually. Let me see if I could tab over to this. The fact that, like, you might look at Leo and think that he is overly prideful with, like, no other amount of nuance to it, but he's actually very self-critical, and it's not enough so that he is totally arrogant. Like, he's actually really, really perceptive and thoughtful, and I think this is best exemplified by the fact that he would rate himself a C-.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite facts. I love that
Yeah.
shit so much.
For a guy that's always like talking about how invincible and larger than life than he is, that when he gets that moment of vulnerability, that he's really like, no, I'm actually not all that good. And I do have the whole
Wait, before you
exit
go
sign
further,
quote.
I wanted to say something right at your first line, and that's
Yes.
you were going through the questions, and I just have to say you sounded exactly like, who really died that day, and who came back?
Who came back? Who's the real Leo Whitefang?
I don't remember my Leo Whitefang being this big.
Having these charge moves, having these kicks, I don't know.
Not having a Rekka.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah, continue.
But yeah, no, that moment that he has with Kai and Exert Sign, I think really speaks to their like found sibling dynamic, and how he simultaneously views Kai as this like crazy prodigy younger sibling of his, but also like this aspirational inhuman figure, where he's like, when I was a kid, I was always the best at everything, magic or swordsmanship. Nobody stood a chance against me until I met this guy. I didn't know what was going on. The idea that anybody could be better than me was, and he wouldn't shut up about just being just and right. I was a self-centered little shit, always ready to write off anybody I thought was inferior, which, by the way, was everyone. But this guy, you know what he did? Definitely not give me the brush off like I would have done.
Yeah.
No, it was all, let's hone our skills together, little bastard. Yeah, it pissed me off. I'm sure he really thought he was just being friendly, but to me, man, it felt like he was just rubbing salt in the wound. And then Kai's like taken aback by this, and he's like, really? And Leo's like, damn right. So I had to do something to cheer myself up, which ended up being writing down Kai's name next to the entry for Bambino in my dictionary.
Wait,
Stupid.
that's all Leo dialogue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Leo dialogue
That's
from
so
his part.
cool. What?
Yeah, right?
No, I was gonna
The
say
writing's
that's one of my
inspiring.
favorite moments in all of Excerpt because, and I don't understand why people don't like Leo more. Leo talks like a real person. He talks like a real fucking person with real insecurities and shit. Like, that's so cool.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
can't imagine what.
so rad.
Back in Exert, I know in Strive with his theme song Hellfire, that's when we really got like more in depth to his trauma and PTSD, because there's hints of it in the Exert, but it's not really like really expanded upon, which is one thing I wish they would do with his character, which I hope this happens in
Yeah.
Dual Rulers a bit. But that's why I think, like, since he's just introduced in Exert, that's why some people like it's kind of hard to notice it or know that's what they were going for, because if you look back, like in retrospective, like one of like K-Hoom's lines against him, they say 26 strings, you're much more delicate than you look, and you think about that, it's like, well, what do they mean by this? But if you look at Strive now, it's like, oh, he's going through some stuff. But back in Excerpt, it's kind of hard to, I guess, fully see that, since it's not really.
In Excerpt, the most you get is that he watches his one commander die into the conclave, or what's it called, the cradle. Like, he watches Commander Trey die. Rest in peace, Trey. Never forgotten. But I really like how that gets explored more in Strive, with his theme song Hellfire, which, by the way, Jesus fucking Christ, what a good song. I'll never forget watching, I think, either the first Arc World Tour for Strive or the second Arc World Tour, and that was the song they had in between all the matches, and it just fit every single time. And I think Hellfire is one of the songs that players will also just put on for finals matches, because it just sounds so climactic and good. What a way to turn a character around. Like, Leo did not have his trauma explored that much in Exert, and in Strive we finally get that, and it's super interesting. I think when the game came out, most people said Hellfire was one of their favorite songs. And
No, I remember seeing all the buzz about it.
like, oh, what, they gave this song to Leo? And it's true, like, cool.
Yeah, no, it's really cool the way that it subverts your expectations of his character if you're not like super dialed into everything that he was saying in Exert. Because like even if you were too, he doesn't really speak so much to that. And I think this also brings me to the other point that I had that I think Tyr, Rekka, and I were talking about before we started recording.
Oh my
where
god,
it's
the
like,
double dust. Sorry.
no, you're all good. It's that notion of like implicit characterization with characters like Leo, where there's a lot that you can interpolate from what exists in the text of Guilty Gear about how he's processing his trauma, the kind of effect that it's had on him. But the only thing that really speaks directly to that is Hellfire, and it's not really represented anywhere else. And that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because it means there's this kaleidoscope of people's impressions of who Leo Whitefang is, and how he's processing his grief, what his facade is meant to represent, or if it's even a facade at all. And that's really interesting. That makes it so that people can more easily personally resonate with the character. But it also means that like we're kind of starved for official wording on if any of this is intentional, right? Not that
No, it's
you
definitely
need that.
intentional. It's just how much are you gonna actually see peek behind the curtain,
Yeah, like where's the representation, I guess, for this vision of Leo as like someone who's really torn apart by the fact that he feels isolated and like he let so many people down because he's had comrades that have died. Like he's got that really, really potent survivor's guilt.
I'm not sure if it was super duper intended back in let's say like the extras, just because it's like the hints are there definitely, but I don't think that this was the explicit direction that they wanted to go in. So
yeah, exactly.
I'm not too awfully worried about it, especially since we did get a theme. But I think that It's just, I mean, it's like you look back and you're like, oh yeah, this is definitely like, Dr. Paradigm at one point goes, oh, you're so worried, this isn't really like you. But historically, Leo's always been a very like have a million plans in the back, so it's
Yeah.
not exactly out of character, but it is to other characters. And of course, when he was worried about Soul not making it, even though Soul can't really die, that's another thing where he's just irrationally worried about things and stuff like how he brings his guards everywhere. I've seen a lot of interpretations about why he brings his guards everywhere, but personally, I subscribe to the fact that he just wants them in sight.
Oh my
No, I was
god, I
gonna
never
say-
thought about it from that angle. You're right.
Yeah.
He has these people, they're under his command. He needs to make sure that they're okay, and so he brings them with him. And because he's this big, arrogant guy, of course he's gonna have his retinue of like 1 billion guys in armor following him.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
what if the whole, like, obviously it's all a facade that he's putting up as well, right? But then, what if he's purposely trying to make himself out to look like an asshole so they don't question why he has all the guards around him, when actually the real reason is, like, yeah, he's worried and he wants to make sure his people are safe constantly.
Yeah, that's about where how my interpretation of him leads into. But I forgot. There's another one that I heard someone say, but I don't remember it. I'll remember it in a second.
Yeah, when you do, please do mention, because you were absolutely fucking cooking with that. That's awesome, actually. I did not even remotely consider. I was just like, I thought that was playing into the side of him where it's like, I think it's either in Exerd or in Strive where he's like, oh, I do derive a bit of enjoyment from getting to boss people around. But yeah, no, I really like turning it into a thing where it's like he's trying to take very personal responsibility for the lives of anyone that works under him, because he actually does care just that much. And I think mentioning, when Soul was about to get exploded is another great example of that. And then of course he feels the same way about when his younger brother Kai is about to get exploded as well, because I think...
Oh yeah.
Oh, Tyr, did you want to talk about that?
No, sorry, I just, I love Leo and Kai, their dynamic is so good. Sorry, I'll probably have something to say after you're done. No, you can continue, sorry, my bad.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll try to be quick because I really would like to hear in your words like how you would say this, because I think I mostly got the vibes from you, but it's like, oh my god. The notion that, like I was mentioning before, Leo feels this sense of isolation and like how nobody can really understand him. I guess it's like that thing that's shared by a lot of child prodigies, and I would imagine especially people who were orphaned by war and then had to survive that, like watching so many people that they cared about and allowed to get them like selves close to just die in front of them while feeling totally helpless, then to have the one person that he thought he could like hold on to and have as a stable person in his life being Kai, like almost get exploded at the end of Exerd. Like, I can't imagine how harrowing it must have been.
Yeah, you get, that's literally, oh my god, that scene literally drives me insane. I rewatched that, I'm like, oh my god, Kai, you're insane, why you do this? But
yeah.
I was gonna say that one thing about like Leo and Kai's relationship that like I think about a lot is because like a lot of people think that, like, I don't know if it means like as a joke or just like they're over exaggerating it, but they think that like Leo like hates Kai or thinks he's like annoying and stuff, which I mean, okay, maybe a little bit on the annoying side because Kai could be a little annoying, but he definitely does not hate Kai. If anything, he acts like the way he does because he has a lot of respect for Kai. Which when we were talking about the intro, when he was saying like, oh, leave some for me, when the guard are being like, oh yeah, Kai's the best. He's not saying like, oh, Kai isn't. He's just like, oh, you know what, I want some too. He doesn't dislike Kai at all, actually. It's just...
I was gonna say, like, I think it's an older brother thing where Kai's a very reckless king, is constantly doing things that go against what the law is and what the rules are, and I think it says something that Leo constantly complains about Kai and what he's doing, but always listens. Whatever Kai says, he always listens to. Like, oh, you want me to release the nuclear level threat that is Elfelt Valentine from prison? Yeah, I'll do that, but I won't like it. but... You're damn reckless, boy, but...
Yeah, he has Kai's name under the problem child, I think, in his dictionary, which I always find really,
that was
really
another quote I had too. Yeah, like,
damn gifted and talented boy.
Yeah, right. I think they really do have that sibling dynamic too, because it's like he'll always be there to back Kai up, like, so genuinely, because I think he sees in him that real companionship that he was afraid of being able to form with anybody else, because nobody is on Kai's level in terms of just being able to survive. It's like, oh, well, these other people could be taken from me at any time. Like, Kai is good enough that I know he'll stick around. I think that, this guy is my sibling. I get it. But he'll also not miss an opportunity to fucking razz him, because he's also his older brother. He's like, oh, well, fuck fuck you. Like, I'll do this, you know, but I'm gonna give you a hard time about it, and I think that that's really sweet.
Yeah, exactly. I think even on the dual rulers page for Leo, it says like him and Kai share like a strong bond and they throw playful jabs at each other, and I was like, yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry,
So true.
I'm just remembering that like they were both in the Crusades together, and that Kai was in the Crusades at 15, and then of course when Kai turns I think 16 or 18, he becomes in charge of the Holy Order, which means he was also in charge of Leo. Can you imagine being Leo Whitefang, seeing this fucker and being like, I gotta take orders from him, and then Kai starts succeeding, like they get wins where they never had before, and he's like, oh, I'm a grown-ass man, and
I've never played on any sports team, but I feel like this is exactly how it would feel if I was like the star basketball player, and then like my little cousin joins the basketball team, and he's way better than I am, and I'm like, fuck.
It's just relatable, you know?
Yeah,
It's just,
no, really, I was
really-
just it's something very human, where it's like you don't hate him, it's like it's so it's you just respect it, but it's like fuck.
So clearly what I'm getting from this is that everyone, regardless fictional or real, wants to take Kai Kisuke and crumble him into a little ball.
Yeah, wants to give him a noogie.
Pretty much.
He's a bit of a goober.
I did want to bring up too that he also has a sister that he mentions, and just all he says is, "I hate her. She scares me."
I
Yeah, they
need
call her
her
a devil.
design immediately.
I can't believe we haven't seen it yet. Like,
Anything.
especially because they're like, oh, in the Crusades, like a lot of people were orphans. People don't have siblings that often, or like whole family, because justice killed them all. Leo does have a sibling, does have a family, and we just don't get to hear it at all. He just hates his sister. Very interesting design.
Yeah.
On the subject of... Oh, sorry.
You can go if you want.
No, you got it. I'll
Okay, well, because I was scrolling up, and I was like, we were talking about this before, where I kind of mentioned where it's like, so admittedly, I don't know that much about Kai, that's my issue, but the way that I've seen it, it's kind of like Leo doesn't really have a lot of super close relationships, even with people that he had, like actual family. And with Kai, I'm not sure how it is exactly. From what I'm hearing, it's a lot closer than I thought it was. But it's just because it's like, when you think of Kai's story, it's about him, like, him getting better, I guess, recovering from the war because of all the relationships that he has, because he's married to Dizzy, because he's kind of made up with Soul a little bit, because of all the other friends that he makes during the story. But in contrast to that, Leo just gets worse, and it's because he doesn't really have that kind of support.
Yeah.
But now that you brought that up, now I'm thinking, is Kai gonna be that support? Has Leo actually, let's say, lifted his facade for Kai? Has it ever happened? But it's just we don't get elaboration. So here I am being delusional again because we just never get it. But
It's that kind of thing that had to like makes you lead into like the characterization. Fuck, I can't speak. I'm focusing on hitting buttons. You guys speak.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, really salient observation that like Leo for a lot of people is their opportunity to let their shoulders down, because he's not like surprising. He has his facade. They're like, oh, I know roughly what this guy's about, what he's on. I can like kind of make fun of him. I understand him to be this like larger than life like funny character. But like, you know, he himself doesn't get that, and he, I feel like, has been one of the biggest refuges probably for Kai in terms of that mentality of finally being like, here, I'm in the same way that I've just cut myself off like 3 times, I'm so sorry, in the same way that like you know, Leo can look at Kai and see like, here's someone who understands what it's like to have gone through what I've gone through. I'm sure Kai probably sees in Leo like, oh wait, this is kind of like the older brother that I never had, like, and maybe he does get it, and I can feel comfortable around him, and I'm going to shill again the fic that here linked me, because like, holy shit, it was so fucking good for hitting on this exact point. Even though that is a little bit more Kai focused than it is Leo focused, but it just speaks to his level of emotional maturity. And then also hits on the fact that I really hope in Dual Rulers that we do get to see Leo just speak more candidly about himself and just be like, it's been hard. Like, you know, the thing that I do, I feel like I'm not giving myself breaks, and that Kai maybe is the one to be like, hey big bro, take it easy.
He's just gonna be the radio guy that they're gonna report back to him and give you littles. He's gonna be the narrator. I'm so mad. And it's okay. I'm coping. I lied.
Yeah.
He's gonna get everything explained. Everything's gonna be fine. He's gonna get so much lore and so much merch that I'll be broke.
Leo will be the secret main character of the anime. Sin will get nothing. It'll all be Leo. Stay-
Oh,
Mhm.
two rulers, the
green.
two kings.
Oh,
Exactly. You get it.
We
Who
figured
is
it
Errol,
out on
guys?
Daisuke's vision.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
Rekka, like we were saying, Leo not really having anyone. That's why I really like the idea of him like kind of joining the Keys family as the funny uncle. Just because
Mhm.
I just think the found family is so awesome. And also I talked with I remember our conversation before when I DM'd you yeah, sorry, I don't know. But we talked about what's the one Leo quote where he has against Kai, and he mentions is like, "Oh, I may have grown cocky," or that Kai's may have grown cocky after being getting married and having a son, and that he has the air of a pampered prince. But actually, I think he cuts himself off. He's like, "Oh, I'm getting so sad for some reason." I always think about that as like it could be him getting sad because he doesn't have that, but he also be sad was like, "Oh, I'm happy that Kai gets to have that." It's like, "Oh, this is so he's being so sad for Kai Keys because she's like, oh my gosh, he's finally getting what he deserves. His nice family."
it's so hard to imagine, like, I wonder what Leo thinks about romance. Is romance something he really, really wants? Is he, like, actively, like, I really wish I had a wife or husband, or is he just, like, I can't trust anyone around me ever because I'm afraid I'll hurt them? I wonder what he's like.
I don't
like
know if
to
it's so
think
much
that's
that he'll
what it
hurt
is.
them, but just that he could lose them. But sorry, you were gonna say.
Yeah, like I
For
like
me, I
to
don't
think that that's like what Leo's whole thing is like he doesn't want to hurt anybody, so I don't think he could find that level of intimacy with anybody because
Exactly.
he's always feeling this guilt about things, and he's untrustworthy of himself secretly.
I think someone brought it up in the chat or our Discord chat earlier, but I have to shout out the one person that's on Archive of Our Own who's been writing like nonstop Leo X Faust fics for some reason. Like there was
It's me.
Wait, you?
Like just for
I
fun?
know who
No.
you're talking about.
Wait, did one of you write it?
No.
No. I think
Oh.
I've seen what you're talking about though.
No,
I'm
yeah,
just a
I
little
Perplexed by the
confused.
existence of
You know
this.
what? If they're
No.
having fun, okay. It's
no,
just a little
it
confusing.
confuses me to no end, but they write it like every single day. It's like one of the most. They're just really into it for some reason, and I'm like, huh, good for you, I guess. It's got like
I
40
guess-
stories under it.
Ow. By
I-
one
Robert-
person?
By one person that's really, really into it.
Alright.
While we're on the subject of soul ships, sorry, I've spoiled it. I was gonna say Leo ships. Shout out to the one soul Leo person that's constantly
Well,
posting.
That
Mr.
Soul Leo
Mole
person is
Mole.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, keeping the dream alive. I think it's always good to like be like, yeah, no, this is my shit. I'm on it. Like, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, look at how much damage this guy. Oh my god. Fucking
Yeah,
Christ.
like thing damage.
I'm getting exposed.
So,
I'm
Tyr,
a fraud.
Move over, Slayer. Oh my god.
as an artist, and
no.
this extends to everyone else too, I just wanted to get Tyr's opinion the most. How do you feel about the design changes from Exert to Strive, and which design do you like the most?
Okay. I don't know if this is. And I'm sorry. You go first.
No, you can go first. I'm busy getting my ass beat.
I hope you are doing fine. But I don't know if this is unpopular opinion, but like I love Strive Leo so much. Look, I get like the appeal of his Exert design, but I don't know if it's because I saw Strive Leo first, but I just really think. Kind of like what Kai is going from his Exert design to his Strive design, I do like him shifting from something more formal to something more casual, as showing like, oh, he's growing as a character. It's like I don't know. I like his Strive design more.
Personally, when it comes to me and his Strive design, I really like, first of all, he has an anatomy change. He's more rectangular in this form, and maybe that's because of how the coat is fitted on his shoulders, but, like, a lot of him is a lot more burlier, like, he's got more muscle on him now, and I was not a huge fan of the leggings he had on before. I mean, he did have some pretty good-looking legs, but I did like the coat he had before with the bright orange and the black in the middle. I thought that looked really good, but I really like the emphasis on leathers on his current design. Like, it does make him way more casual. Like, this is if you told me this was a real person, I could, like, fully believe it. Like, obviously it's a big pompous coat still, but the leathers and the browns mixed with the white jeans, like, it looks really good. I think my only problem with Strive Leo is that I still don't understand the elf shoes, but...
I kind of like
Oh.
him. I think they're goofy.
He's got the
Feels very,
German
like,
vibes,
high
right?
fantasy.
He's got the German vibes.
Oh,
let
shit,
him have his
yeah,
little,
yeah.
Let him have his little, you know, his lederhosen and his whatever you call the shoes. I don't know.
God,
I think
not
that's a
interrupt
line.
me! I have my
That's it.
lederhosen on immediately.
I think he has a line where if he loses, he's like, "Oh, my shoes were untied, but bro, you do not
He
have
doesn't
any
have
laces. What are you saying?"
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You ain't even wearing socks, little bro.
Dumb ass
true.
ass.
I think someone tweeted that recently, and it's so I never noticed it. Nobody in Guilty Gear's wearing socks. What's up with that? Put some socks on these streets.
Oh my god. If,
that real?
Angie's not wearing socks,
I think
Sin is
so.
not wearing socks. Sin and Angie have the worst shoes I've ever seen in my entire life. They're it's atrocious.
The like socks, the socks in sandals, but as a shoe.
You know what's
like the most
Faust is
bizarre
not wearing
combination.
socks either, and he's got like the full sneakers on. I mean, he's got
Yeah.
the nice look, but
They're all dressing like one of my heavily Italian uncles with like the loafers but no socks.
Jay, I know your
Why are you
uncles,
right?
and that's actually true.
Yeah.
Why is nobody wearing socks? What is this, dude?
Guys,
I'm looking at it now. Like,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
crazy. What?
Socks were deemed black tech and destroyed during the dawn of revival.
Oh.
You know what it is, right? It's the secret that Asuka's wearing 5 pairs of socks. You just can't see it. It's
Oh,
underneath the
he's-
robes.
He's hoarding
Oh,
them.
the sock master.
Bridget's wearing them.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Bridget's wearing
Wearing
socks.
all the
Congratulations,
socks.
congratulations to
She
Bridget.
Bridget
took all
got
the merch.
socks.
She took all the socks. It's
She
fucking
took all the socks.
She took all
All
the
the merch.
socks.
Took all the socks. She's
Wait,
got
wait, I
a,
haven't
she's got her own
agreed.
section
Sickens
on
me.
the merch website.
Okay,
Wait,
now
where's Kai? Oh, never mind. I got it.
I'm so excited. Now I can bring up that secret fun fact I brought up before. Before the
this shit
podcast
out.
began, I was like, I have a secret fun fact I have to bring up, and I cannot forget it. I wrote it down. I told Jay, and the secret fun fact is, it's not Bridget's, it's not Testament's, it's not anyone else's. You get to see the fully 3D modeled feet of Leo Whitefang in Guilty
What?
Gear
Oh.
Xrd.
You mean the X? Yeah.
Wait, what?
So confused for- Yeah, he gets his dogs out and then they complain about it because they're like, "Oh my god, are you stupid? This is not your
Yeah.
house," but he doesn't care.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
He has a giant pile of paperwork of damages he has to do after they destroyed everything with aerials, and he's like, oh, my mountain of work is so big it goes all the way up to the moon, and he's just got his gross
Oh my
ass
God.
dogs on top of the papers.
When you make the
my
video,
head.
are you gonna put like the picture? I do not remember this happening.
I'll pull them up.
It's so good.
They're like-
guys,
He
how
was
do
like,
I play
can I
Kai?
have the link just asking for a friend?
No, no, no.
I'm
Guys,
messing,
It's over for me.
I'm messing with you.
They're
This is
like
crazy
bo-
work.
guys,
It's like they're
how
like
does it
bony
work?
too. Like, I just need
You know what? Ride the
everyone to know
lightning.
I just
Damn,
knew
he's
it.
good.
I know that, but, you know.
Damn, he's good. Fuck. Damn, he's good. Fuck.
that. The defense of a king. Fuck.
Fine. I got it.
I'm
and
actually just going through Dust Loop looking for socks, and I cannot find it.
How do I? It's not a charge when it's a motion payment. That's what's happening.
Beware the Guilty Gear pipeline. Now you're gonna be staring at socks all day.
Oh, what?
This is the pipeline.
How do I? What does Kai do? What does he do? He does that.
He does Foger Arc.
You got it, boss.
I want to bring up my other secret fun fact that I just remembered about Leo Whitefang, and it's that he insults your mom. He's like, I forget what he says specifically, but like, oh, there's only 2 things immutable in this world: my victory and your mother's apple pie. Like, Leo Whitefang, what are you doing with my mom?
Damn, you didn't
First
lie. It
Guilty Gear
is
character
Scooter
making yo
Rock.
mama joke.
He's trying to stay cool and hip with the kids, you know?
Your
He's trying
mother's
his best.
so ugly. I don't remember a single yo mama
Ow,
joke.
wrong.
Finn is hearing this and he's like, I'll kill you for that. Don't ever say that. Take that shit back right now.
That one scene in Exit where Sin
No.
goes crazy.
Ow.
But yeah, no, he's just such a funny guy. Yeah, there's the problem child quote. Let's see. I think I have a few others that are pretty cool.
Oh, whoa, this 2S is huge. What the hell? I should subscribe to Kai.
No, you
Imagine
can't fall
having
for the
that.
agenda. Don't do it.
Join the Kylings, one of us.
I'm not gonna
Wait,
join the
this is the Leo Whitefang
Kyling.
podcast. My bad.
I'll join the Venomlings is what'll happen.
Oh, and then you'll be part of that one super. He'll shoot you out of people.
Valore, did you send this to look at the socks?
Do these count as socks?
I will hold on. I'll look in a second.
Delilah's,
Well, all right.
Delilah's
Let's see.
situation here.
Yeah, Delilah has
Let's see.
tights, I think. Oh no, she's got like the red socks.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
inside,
I think they count. I think that counts.
over the leggings, there's something there. I don't know what that is, but I mean that could be a sock. Maybe it's more of a slipper of sorts with a knitted thing.
Damn. Ow.
You know, Guilty Gear Strive
What's the other
opens
one?
with
Oh my god.
with Eno
Frog
breaking.
Dipper.
Yeah, Eno
Oh.
breaking into jail, and everyone being like, how did the kidnapper get in? Well, we have no idea who did this. And you
Ow.
have Leo walking in and being like, I watched on surveillance tape because that's something I
I'm somewhat of
do.
a surveillance fiend. What did you mean by that?
Yeah.
And what I
I'm
want to say,
fiending, not gonna lie.
and that's what Valore's doing right now by being a surveillance fiend right now.
Like character, like player.
Yeah, no, I think GG World hits at him very well too. That's what I was thinking about before. His boisterous attitude might make others think him short to the shot and the sort to shoot first and ask questions later, but in reality he's exceptionally cautious. Above all, he hates losing and has far more pride than the average man. His solution to this problem is to be constantly and overwhelmingly intimidating. This doesn't necessarily mean that he's arrogant, at least not in aggregate. He's a much harsher critic than he is of himself than anyone else. He is in the process of building his own dictionary and tends to redefine words as he sees fit.
He's
I
so
think-
smart.
The little tidbit they give you where they go, he's negotiated some sort of, oh man, I've forgotten. No, but he's done some sort of treaty with the other countries, and I'm like, it's really interesting
Yes,
that they
he's-
mentioned that.
He's in charge of the districts of Australia, I think, or Austria, one of those.
One of the osses, but no, yeah, I think a lot of his interactions too with I think Potemkin and Paradigm, both he's constantly trying to reaffirm like, yeah, no, we need to like create peaceful
Ride the
coexistence.
light.
So like,
I can Dragon Soul.
for all his
No.
bravado, like he absolutely is a very caring and thoughtful person. And you know, even though
Activate
Illyria-
Dragon and Soul to lose. Fuck.
the classic combo. Oh no!
I got it.
Cloud
I'm
Projectile
gonna
Stronger.
win. I'm gonna win. Ow, fuck.
Oh no!
Chet.
Oh.
Oh!
No!
Yeah, no,
Rocket?
even though Illyria is this country based on basically like a military theocracy that, you know, kind of became like part Democratic Republic, like he's still
Illyria
very
based?
intent. Illyria based? No, but he's still really intent on ensuring like peaceful coexistence. Like he is not like a big like warlord at all. I think that's really evocative to the fact that, like, you know, his time in war really changed who he was as a person and
do
like
it.
kind of scarred him and has made him recognize the value of human life so much.
I really agree with that. Definitely with the how you see Leo Whitefang versus how he actually is. Because like if you look at Leo Whitefang and say, oh yeah, this guy's the cautious one between him and Kai, you're not gonna get that off of the first impression because it's like that's probably the reason why they do that. But also I really like thinking because a lot of people think Leo Whitefang's kind of like he's the gorilla character. He's just oonga boonga, doesn't think, and also they think about that he's like that like in character in the lore, but he's actually like really smart. Even Kai says, "Oh yeah, this guy's smart." And which one of the things that I always think about is when he has that one exposition thing about magic, where he's like, "What are you guys talking about? I have no clue what you're saying." And I know this part is probably just like for exposition purposes and be like, "Oh, it's a little silly," but I always think like Leo's able to do magic and he doesn't even know like like all these things that everyone else knows about magic to use it. He just does this shit. It's like, what?
I was gonna say, from my perspective, Leo's role as a character in the story, if I am Daisuke Yoshiwatari and I'm building a Guilty Gear Exert after Overture and Strive, Leo's role in the story is to establish what the world is like. Like, he's a king, he's the one that's showing, okay, this is what our government is like, this is what the people that run the government are like, and this is all, and Leo also exists to help world build with the magic and lore and things like that. Like I think there's like 2 whole sections in Exerd where Leo has to have it explained to him, like, oh, this is the magic thing we're doing. Oh, this is what the backyard is like. This is what this is like. And obviously that makes him come across as a little stupid, but it's also like, oh, he was way more focused on war and battle and things like that to be focused on that specific thing. And then in Strive they correct that by being like, okay, no, he's just hyper vigilant. Like, he's very dedicated to his job. He's really competent on his job. There's just aspects that he missed. And he still existed in Exerd to be like, okay, he's supposed to be the player. You're supposed to insert yourself into Leo and have all these concepts explained to you through that.
Insert yourself into Leo. Don't mind if I do. Sorry. Sorry.
It's the one room for one more. But yeah, no, I think it's one of those things where you kind of lose sight of the fact that a lot of the central characters in Guilty Gear just happen to be like incredible science and magic geniuses. That someone who's just sort of a normal genius like Leo is like, oh, this guy must be so stupid. But it's like, are we forgetting like who Soul Bad Guy is and who Oscar R. Kreutz is and who Dr. Paradigm are or Faust? And it's like, these are all people that know like an obscene amount of how the world works.
I'm not a normal genius. I'm a 1,000,000,000% genius.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the hypervigilance thing I know is something that we've spoken about too, but just another thing that I really think is such a great parallel to Kai as well, that they both kind of share that notion of like, okay, well, I have to maintain this facade for all the people around me, and where Kai has been allowed to sort of drop that, and we get these moments of vulnerability for him in the past few games, that the same thing still has not really happened that often for Leo. So again, just another call to action. Dual rulers, please do that. Let him cry on camera or something. It has to happen.
I trust Daisuke's vision. I trust Daisuke.
Oh, Valor, I wanted to say earlier,
I'm not sure if I do.
you showed it off when you were comboing me way before, but I really like an aspect of Leo, and it's that you can use his super to OTG when you're right at the wall and crack it. Like, that's just so sick to me. And I've also been liking your wall-to-wall backturn shit.
Tried to do it immediately after that.
Yeah, I think my favorite combo is the new one that he gets with cross-up in the corner. When you
What changes did he get into Season 4? I heard that they made backturn stronger, but I forget what they did, because everyone else got so weirdly juiced in different ways that the Leo slips through the cracks for my attention. So
he
what
did get
changed
nerfed a little bit, but he also got giga buffed. So the things that they nerfed, I'll say, are 2-3 stage run through, the move that crosses up. It goes less distance now, doesn't go as far. So that helps in like certain situations where he would like be able to cross up and stuff like that. It also
Right, I'm remembering the patch notes now. They said they buffed his back turn for when he's up close and in personal with you, but they nerfed like aspects of his neutral, right?
Yeah, and they also the other thing they did that was pretty big was they nerfed the fact that he used to be able to get his full dash distance before, well, like, and also being able to block. They made it so that like as soon as you block is when he stops moving. So like
really, so they really nerfed his dash block then.
But what they buffed is what makes me think this is probably the best iteration of Leo. Regardless of that, is that he can now dash into every single back turn normal, which he didn't have before, and it allows for these crazy like wall carry combos. Like it allows for his pressure to be a lot stronger.
Yeah, I saw you wall to wall back there. It was really cool.
Yeah, we call those moonwalks in the streets.
Is Leo a good user of Wild Assault? I haven't been seeing it too much.
He doesn't want to use it in combos. He really, I mean, there's uses for it, of course, but like, it's like other characters probably get better stuff out of that. It's like the main thing is pressure. It is like such a good thing to use in pressure, like using those far pokes that that I explained before. That are like kind of hard to land sometimes because of how button to button against a lot of characters he loses in those regards. If you tag one of them, like, and you get to use Wild Assault, now you're instantly up in their face. You get close slash, you can do whatever you want. So it's like really strong in that regard.
I don't know if you basically already just admitted it, but to you and Rekka, what is your favorite thing to do on Leo? What feels the best to you? Like when you're playing?
In
Either game, yeah.
I really like vortexing people.
Oh
with
shit,
backturn.
that's venom.
It's just like the coolest thing ever.
When you're vortexing them, is it like where you get the one meme where it's like, I can't stop winning! I can't stop winning!
Kinda, yeah. When it works, it works. But like, you kind of have to still like you can't just. I mean, you can autopilot, but like you can't just like there's a lot of things. So the thing about Leo is like there's like a lot of counterplay to all the things that he has, but it's so overwhelming on your mental. That's what makes it like one of the strongest offensive sequences in the game. Probably top 3, I would say minimum.
Yeah,
like,
I know. As soon as you get knocked down, you have to guess between the high, the low, the switch up, it's more devastating than Milia, that's for sure.
Like if he does the overhead, you can mash that. If he does the kick over and over again, and you have to you could wait it out, and then then you can mash on that. If he does the cross up attack, you could throw it. If he does the overhead, not the overhead, the guard crush move, you could mash on that too, or you could throw it if he's close enough. There's stuff that he could do for all these situations, but the part that's fun for me is like having the awareness to be able to read what their defense is, and then being able to kind of just tear through them anyway.
Quick question before I move on to Rekka's answer as well. How do you like to gauge people's responses to get that answer, to know what to guess for in your backturn and other things like that? Like, what do you? Is there a certain button you like to throw out and be like, oh, they blocked this high, they're probably gonna guess high next, or something like that? How do you like to structure your offense?
That's a good question, actually. I kind of just
autopilot.
I really like going for the high reward options first, and then if they block that, then that's kind of where I adjust and see where to change. You kind of pick up the habits of them and stuff.
Sorry, I just noticed that when Leo gets hit in this game, his eyes bulge out a bit and he screams and he's like, ah, like a Looney Tunes character.
He's shocked that he's being hit.
How could that possibly be?
This cannot be. Anyways. Anyways, sorry, did you have something else to say there? Oh, my attention.
I don't think so. I think I was getting hit by Leo, and I was like, oh boy.
Put into
I
the
totally
blender.
lost my train of thought, so.
I could take over
shit.
after this round.
Good lord.
Do you have a favorite move that you just really like hitting on, Leo, that just feels good?
I guess a move in particular, well, don't tell anyone, but it's actually Sega's Parada. It's not Rekka 3, which is a close second. But
I don't know
I think it looks cool.
I don't know which German moves are which moves on Leo. You're gonna have to explain in layman's terms for me.
Sega's Parada is the very wonderful and amazing, joyous air special ender in Xrd. And it's just because I think it looks funny. I know that it's okay. But I like it a lot.
Is that the one where he's Is that the one where he's like a helicopter?
No, it's he does a little flip and then he goes down and his swords are by his legs.
Okay, the one where he puts the 2 swords down. Yes, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yep.
I didn't realize he didn't have that in this game.
Oh yeah, he doesn't, and it makes me mad, but it's okay.
I wish he had it. I feel like it would round out his kit so much too, with his air-to-air combos and stuff like that. It would just
It'll be his
new move, please,
Yes. A good question to follow up. What do you want his new move to be? And do you even think he's gonna get it at this point? I feel like all the new moves have been so delayed.
Trust me. He's gonna get it next. Using all my brain
believe.
cells.
And follow-up question: will it
Damn,
guard
that was
crush?
fast. I hope it doesn't.
I feel like I'm Sajam right now. Instead of will it kill, it's will it guard crush.
Doing dragon install.
That's what I was
Oh my god, yeah, just
Ow.
Leo gets a dragon install. You're mine, you're actually
what would
cooking.
he even install? What would
Lion install.
Lion
Kingly
install,
Lion
install.
install? He's so for real.
Yeah.
His instant kill's so sick. Speaking of
It is.
lion,
Oh, it is
Oh my
so
god,
sick.
yes.
It's
he
vicious.
turned his swords into lion missiles.
No, it's really,
it's
really dope.
so cool.
I really do hope that we see the return of instant kills before
shit,
my
that
life
was
is
nothing.
over, because they were so sauced.
There's
As a
not.
competitor, I want to kill myself hearing that.
We'll just make them prohibitively difficult to use, and then it's fine.
At that point,
I mean, we already have instant kills in the goddamn game.
Have you seen the fucking
Yeah, Jenny
Venom
exists.
instant kill that was discovered?
Good lord, I went in the wrong direction. Ow!
The Venomlings.
Ow!
No, not that one. I mean, they found something recently. It's a bug for Venom. If he has, I don't know if it's for every character, but I know with Potemkin, if you do Q5, if you summon all 4 balls, then you do
Q5.
Dark Angel, and then you do the Suck Super, it just instantly kills Potemkin for some reason. Like the
Ow,
whole part
the
just
poor
immediately goes
guy.
zero.
What?
It's
He doesn't
really
deserve that.
funny though. Ow, god damn it, that was definitely my fault. Good lord.
I'm realizing I don't even know what Q5 is. Is that a pool thing?
I don't know. I don't know either because I was like, I should Google it. I Googled it. It doesn't mean anything, and I was like, all right.
God damn it,
Sometimes they
Daisuke.
just be writing stuff.
I assumed it was a
It's
pool thing
right.
too. What? It's not a pool thing?
I don't think so.
Huh.
Maybe it is, but I just haven't figured it out.
Shit, it might be a pun that none of us know.
Maybe.
Fuck.
Speaking of
Dying.
of puns and things that
I'm
are included in
dying.
the game, Leo Whitefang himself, I'm not too familiar. Is he a music reference? Whitefang is a band, right?
Got like a bunch of music references. Yeah.
I know that he yells a lot of band names when he gets hit by stuff, or well,
Yes.
that was super.
Does he?
Does he
Yeah.
like metal
Uh,
bands?
Yeah.
I remember Obscura because I listened to them a little bit, not a lot.
not any more than a regular person looks around.
whoa, whoa.
Out of
Hey.
curiosity, are they German bands or is it just Daisuke's favorite bands as usual?
I think it's, whoa, oh my god, there's no way. This character is horrible. Guys,
You mean horribly great?
this character
Horribly
sucks.
Jay,
This
on this,
character-
come on, you're not doing this right at all.
Ah.
You could never be a Kai player. Here on this video, we are downplaying, you know?
Oh, you're right. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
we're
Yeah.
down thing.
This character's really bad. He basically has no tools.
I'm gonna H Eisenster.
Leo is at his strongest when everyone has forgotten him, so he can sit at the top of the tier list king.
That's kind of true.
I don't even know.
Daisuke Ishiwatari has forgotten about Leo Whitefang.
Has-
I guess just a few other things that I have on the docket, kind of pulling
Ow,
away from
good lord.
gameplay again, his relationships with other characters and like kind
Oh.
of the impact that he has had on them or that they have had on him and how it kind of demonstrates different sides of his personality. It's kind of random, but I do like his win quote against Baiken post Rev 2. I think it's one of those things that really speaks to his emotional intelligence where he's
Ow.
like, eat a piece of bread with sweat-drenched hands and the flavor will be satisfying. Eat it with blood-stained hands and you'll start to crave blood. I refuse to stand idly by as you charge towards your own destruction. Like, again,
Wait, he
very...
says that?
thought- Yeah, he says that to Baiken. Very perceptive.
Damn, he's a fucking poet.
I was gonna say, like, he was
is.
kind of on to helping Baiken stop her revenge quest before anybody else, which is, like, crazy to me.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. I just remembered another really cool aspect of Leo Whitefang that no one talks about, and I don't know why. It was like a cool small moment in Exerd, and it's that, like, there's a whole section that's explaining, like, the backstory of Soul Bad Guy. Like, oh, that he's Frederick. Oh, that he was a human once. That he's 200 years old. That everything with the gear projects,
Lord.
what gear cells are. And there's a reveal that Leo was reading a book that was all about Soul, and he's the
Oh, God.
only
Oh,
one
shit.
that knows the real truth about Soul Bad Guy. Like, Kai does not know it, like,
Oh.
Slayer does not know it. Leo is the only
I love
character
that.
in here that knows
Aw.
the truth about Soul Bad Guy, and I think that's so sick. And that's
I did not
exactly
know
why
That is
he's
really
like,
cool. I did not know that.
and that's
Check it.
exactly why he gets that cool moment afterwards where he's like, you're not a god, you're just a man. You know, that's why I have to tell you to be careful and that you have family here.
Where's
Yes,
your
I
dad?
have that quote, too.
Yeah, Jake, can you do that?
Oh, yes, hold on.
I think it's
Unless
cool how
somebody
he
else
has
had
one of
something to
those,
say
like-
as I find this.
I think it's cool how he has like one of those like, you know how like a lot of the Guilty Gear characters have like words on them and stuff. Like they have,
Yeah,
like, Leo has pride. I think that's really cool.
Ow, ow, ow.
I like that that's a pun too, like, well, first of all, that he's extremely prideful, but second of all, oh, like lions lions have their pride.
Yeah, like family, it's so sweet. But
Didn't see me fumble
just
that. I didn't fumble that.
nobody saw it's okay.
Yeah.
Before I move on to reading this quote to your Rekka, did you guys have anything to say about that as well?
So, about what? Sorry.
When we were just talking about, I think I mentioned Leo and him noticing that Baiken was going to destroy herself on her revenge quest,
Oh.
and then D mentioning that Leo knows the truth about Soul when basically nobody else does.
I not really anything else to say on that.
Okay.
For the biking one, where I think where he says, he says like, oh, you're gonna just charge into your death, Leo Whitefang. You should look at that yourself. I'm just saying, Leo Whitefang.
It's true. Yeah.
You
No,
gotta love
I was gonna
characters that
say-
always give advice that they never take.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Leo is like such a great example of that. That was a really good get there, Tier. I'd like honestly
And you
didn't
know
even
what's
think about
frustrating? Because
Oh,
Kai
Lord.
is a guy that gives advice that he does take,
Oh,
and that's
Lord.
just one way Kai is better than him too.
that. No, shaking fist. It's the advice that he's not thinking to give. Like, I probably shouldn't die, and I should live, and my family should love me. That's
Oh,
the
God
advice
damn it,
that
that's not
Kaiki's
what I'm
getting used,
supposed to
and
do
that's
there.
why Leo's here to give it to him. But
Yeah,
yeah,
read the
the
quote.
exact
Okay.
quote is, "You saved the world time and time again, and yet you showed no vested interest in people or interest in settling down for that matter. And people call you God of War or whatever, but that's all wrong. We've come to depend on you way too much, without even a simple thanks. I was one of them, but I refuse to be an onlooker praying for salvation. I don't care what you're doing here or why you help us. If my voice can reach you, then I must do my duty. Save
But-
the world."
Leo's so fucking cool.
No, he's really fucking
He
sick.
is.
I love that moment in Excerpt
Oh,
so
good
much.
lord.
Mhm.
Oh, good lord.
Save the world, soul bad guy.
I think that's another thing too that speaks to the fact that, like, you know, Leo's pride isn't all what it seems to be, because, you know, here he is, the second king of Illyria, this like boastful, invincible man, just coming up to another regular civilian basically and being like, "Hey, I'm begging you for help. I know that people haven't thanked you very much before for the things that you do for the world. I'm thanking you. And I know that you're out here and that you're a human being and that you can help us." So, like,
That's not
just-
gonna land. I keep doing that shit, and it's not landing. Oh,
A lot of
Really
the
cool.
ethos and the thesis of Guilty Gear is saying, what is humanity? And I think that's a really important thing for Leo to have done to help
shit.
establish to Soul, like, hey, you are human too. And the ending of
Yes.
Exert is, of course, Soul realizing, like, I can't keep living in isolation. Humanity, maybe I don't connect with them on the real level, but I have family, and people are so
Yeah.
loud and in my face with their humanity. They're like fireworks. It's beautiful, and I would never trade humanity for anything. And that's, like, what he does to decide to save the world and stop Aerials. And
Nice.
so Leo is a part of that.
Add that again to the Soul Leo person. Leo low-key helped Soul rediscover his humanity, maybe? Scratching chin thoughtful.
Folded? That's cool.
oh my god, I went flying.
I think we're
No.
almost nearing the end of things to bring up, so I'll bring up some of the other smaller details I
Oh,
have
shit,
written
that was my
down,
fault.
which is I love his fucking coat, and it's so stupid you can't buy his coat. It looks so comfy.
It's right there, and they're not.
What the hell?
doing it.
Oh, that was.
Arxis hates money.
It's
That's
true.
true.
I also really like that he's Daisuke, of course, is obsessed with Christianity and shit, but it's kind of cool that, like, Leo has double crosses. Like, you're supposed to have one cross when it comes to Jesus, but he's like, I've got two of them because, you know,
Oh,
I'm like double Jesus.
He like led the Crusades, and he's like got the cross thing going on. It's like really cool.
I think that's another cool thing about Leo that I don't really know how to make heads or tails of just yet, so I'd be interested to see your guys' interpretations of it. Where one of the things that really shocks him, obviously, is Ariel's betrayal in the Exerd story, because, you know, he and Kai are both, like, really
good
devoutly
point.
faithful to the Sanctus Maximus Populi, and I can very easily see for somebody like Leo, who doesn't have anyone else to really rely on or to be vulnerable around because he's afraid of losing them, how something like religion can be so important to him, because, like, there's another immutable bit of hope that can't possibly be taken away, and then all at once it literally is like, oh my god,
You're
the
so-
Pope was an evil robot.
You're so right. I completely forgot about that aspect
Oh,
of Leo,
okay.
which is the fact that he was insanely religious. In the Crusades and having everyone die around him,
Yeah, it's okay.
having family he's not connected to, having a
Oh.
prodigy child that rises up and takes everything, being responsible for other people dying, and just realizing, okay, well, the only thing I can rely on is God, right? I can only rely on my faith, and then to have that taken away too.
Oh.
I can understand him reacting really aversely to that, and then eventually having the strength to be like, you know what, I don't care, as long as, like, it's humanity that I care about, not religion, which is
Right, no, exactly.
very cool.
Yeah. Like, again, I think there are a lot of people that if they had that happen to them all in one day probably would not be able to take it well as he did, but, like, my gosh.
I live this.
Oh yeah.
Famous last words.
Sorry, I just realized that maybe this would be the equivalent of, like, being like, of course I love Obama, he's the American president, I believe in that. What do you mean Obama is an alien?
Oh,
I
talking about his coat. I never answered the other question of which design I like better. I don't know if you want me to answer that
Yes,
now, though.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I think his stripe design is nice. I like how his hair was in Exert a little bit more, but I
Agreed.
do like how his proportions are normal and not bad. Because he
Yeah,
looks like a
yeah.
giraffe! He looked like a giraffe, which is like, alright, I get it, dog, but it's like, come on.
I have a question.
hard agree.
I was always confused with his Exert design. Did he have long hair in Exert, or is it that it's the coat?
It's to his shoulders.
Okay, so it's the same as it is in Strive. It was just modeled differently.
It's a little longer, just a little longer.
Okay.
And it's like that kind of makes or breaks it for me, especially since his fur is shorter in this game too. So it's like a lot of the moves that he has don't have the same. What am I talking about? Like the movement lines aren't exactly the same, and I think it makes them less. That was a good burst bait. It makes them less impactful, I guess. I really liked how his close slash looked in Exert. In Strive, not so much.
I like the I guess the motion lines, like you said, like the blur lines, where it's like there's a lot more smearing going on in Exert with his swords, which makes them, I think, have like more impact, like they're sharper. But in Strive, they feel more blunt. I think both have their appeal, so.
So we're all spectating.
I'm sorry, here, I'll get in. I'll jump in.
Okay. And I also I like his idol in Exert better, because he looks like he's, lunging and ready to go. His idol in Strive, not so much. He's just kind of standing there, which is okay. But
his idol in Exert is he's like already in the crossed up position, right? Where he's got the swords.
No, not exactly. Here, I'll find it. Yes, I will find it. I will maybe find it if my Firefox will open.
I feel like you need like an evil laugh, like, I'm gonna find it.
I also have a screenshot of when he stands up and looks like a giraffe, but I don't know where that is.
We love you, giraffe man.
I love to see that.
I could probably just open Exert and do it myself, but that's a lot of work.
Perfectly reasonable. I do have a few. Oh, sorry.
No, you go. It's fine.
No, you can go. I was just gonna read win quotes.
I was just gonna say on the hair thing, I always thought he had luxurious long hair. When I found out it was like part of like the jacket, I was like, oh my god. Because I asked someone in the Leo Whitefang Illuminati server, wink wink Valore. But yeah, when I found out it was like an angel getting the wings cut off, I was like, no.
Yeah. They're going to have to release an alternate outfit for him for Strive where his hair is actually long.
Oh, I wish.
SpongeBob, they're fake. Of course it's fake.
But yeah, I don't know if people had more things to say about Leo's characterization, just because I was going to jump really quickly into some win quotes that I thought were particularly relevant. Yeah, so we've spoken about it a little bit already, but just to further reinforce the sibling dynamic that he has with Kai, and the weird inferiority complex he has about the fact that like Kai is this incredible prodigy. Obviously, people are familiar with Kai's Exert win quote against Leo, where he's like, "Amazing, you're even better than the last time we fought. If you'd been this skilled then, you'd have easily defeated." What? What are you saying? Sarcasm? Are you writing something down where it's like you can really see the fact that like Leo is really harshly critical of himself and actually a lot more vulnerable than he lets on, because he like can't even accept Kai's praise as being legitimate. It's like, oh, obviously this kid's just making fun of me.
God, every
Clearly.
single Leo like interaction just makes me laugh. Like he's so funny.
Yeah, most of the other win quotes that he has against other people are like mostly jokes, but I will say his one against Ramlethal is actually pretty neat, where he says, "It hurts to be thrown away, and it hurts to throw another one away, but one who discards nothing has nothing to gain. This loss has taught you something. Cherish that knowledge." And I know that that's probably meant to be evocative. This might crash your PC. Oh no, live Rekka. I know it might be evocative of like, her losing the fight to him in the game, but I also wonder if it's, again, hinting at his level of emotional maturity, where he's like understanding the situation with the dog and her learning about the uniqueness and importance of human life in the same way that he did.
I don't think he ever learns about the dog, so.
I mean, no, but I'm just trying to say that they're united by that fact that they both experienced loss, and then that kind of made them value life more. But in Leo's case, he also has this like oddly maladaptive thing of not allowing himself to, rest his shoulders a little bit and break down his facade. So again, I really hope we touch on that more. And also to that point, I do think that it's cool that they have this in common, but. Yeah, let's see, what else do we have here?
No more quotes.
No more quotes?
Okay, I got him standing up. What is that? What is he doing? What is he doing?
God, he really is so long.
And then if you the blitz shield animation, what is he doing? It's okay.
He had that slim waist in Exert, yeah. He looked.
He's got
He was so thin, yeah. Except they were still figuring out 3D modeling. Like I'm sure we're all aware. Like they were tracing over the sprites from Plus R, and then for everyone that was original, they just kind of made things, and it leads to some uncanniness. Like Elphelt has some like very uncanny like neck and proportions when you really look at her.
Leo Whitefang's got like the Dorito build. You see like the triangle like from the shoulders. And
Yeah,
then...
he's
Looks like Crash Bandicoot.
sustainable.
Dorito build. I think they were just like hyper anime like back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, they went for a different art style too. I think in this game.
Fuck.
Like it's a little more realistic in this. I'm not saying it is. It's like.
Well, I mean,
it's definitely still anime.
There is more of an emphasis on realism and like I was saying before, like Leo's wearing like leather in this game. It's a little more washed out in this game because they want to like simulate realistic lighting and things like that. It's meant to. I think I always compared it to. They wanted to make it look like an American movie.
Yeah. I think that led to the success of this game. Honestly, I think
In
it
quite
just
a few
appealed to
ways,
more
yeah.
people. Yeah.
Even when you compare it to
More,
like Street Fighter
westernized.
6 and things like that, like this game still is the most gorgeous out of all of them. Arxis is talented.
Yeah, there's no comparison for an Arxis game to like literally any other one. They very put a lot of attention to presentation. Like nobody else is doing it like them.
It's definitely one of the best looking fighting games out there. I mean, I think
Yeah.
in a lot of ways it's nicer than like some of the current games that came out. Like you guys said, it's just it's
And it's
it's
obviously
got the
nice
art
enough that you can
style
stick with it for like 2+
timeless.
years.
Yeah, exactly. And I just think it's timeless. You know.
Agreed.
I think it
Like,
says
I
something
think
for Arxis
Tekken
games
can
that...
look bad after a while. Like Tekken games, like if you look at 7 now compared to 8, it's like, all right, like I don't know, like
Oh
this
no,
is-
true.
Tekken 7 was made on not a lot of budget, like because Tekken 6 flopped and Tekken Tag flopped and Street Fighter Tekken flopped, so I don't think they had money for Tekken 7. And that's kind of obvious in how it looks.
I mean, it looked good for its time when it came out. You know, it came out like what 10 years ago to arcades. So like it at the time that it came out, it looked fine. It was just like you know.
But even then,
look
like,
at-
could
look
you?
at 8.
Do you want to play a Tekken or do you want to play? Like, I think even Soul Calibur kind of looks better. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, Soul Calibur came after, right? But still.
Like 5, 6. I'm not sure.
Like the newest one came out after 7 though. After Tekken 7. But anyway, Leo Whitefang.
When it I only have one other thing listed down on my notes, so I think I'll ask, like, do you guys have any last things to say before we start closing out the episode? I know we haven't talked too much about, like, tournament stuff, and Valore, do you have any things, like, you remember from any competing or, like, cool TNS, or not TNS, just a new head stuff that you've been running?
As far as like what, like my own personal achievements or like
Yeah,
or,
your
like,
own personal
you know,
achievements, or, yeah.
Well, I think my best achievement as far as like tournaments go is like I actually did earn a medal at one tournament, and it was at Defend the North in New York, which it was a small regional, but like you know it was cool to feel like you know you earned something.
I couldn't
was,
go
like,
to Defend
you know,
the North, I
something.
was so sad I had work.
Are you New York? I didn't know.
No, I'm in Jersey.
Oh right. You told me that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Shout out Iron Grid, go to Iron Grid.
Oh yeah, Iron Grid. Let's go. Shout out Tempest and Myra. But yeah, that was probably like one of my favorite achievements. I also I feel like I got 3rd out of 92 people one time in a band, and I felt like that was pretty cool.
Ooh.
And really just honestly, I get the most satisfaction from running tournaments though. I'm gonna be real, like you know, just like seeing it all done, getting a top 8, getting a unique time 8er done and stuff. It's just like it's really cool, and having the team that is willing to help out with that and stuff like that. It's just like that to me, the day-to-day of like new head operations and stuff like that is like probably my favorite thing about it.
One other thing is there, for all of you guys, are there Leo players you really look up to, or like, who is your favorite Leo player outside of yourselves?
Miguel.
Yeah, there we
MFTR.
go.
That's
There
the
we
goat.
go.
Suicune, the goats. Well, my name is Raikou in this game because I want to be Suicune.
So who's the third
Oh, that's
dog?
awesome.
Yeah, so in the Leo, in the Lions Den Discord that I have, it's we all have like Pokemon names right now.
Hell
like,
yeah.
A Suicune. It was all because of Suicune. Suicune is Suicune, obviously. Miguel is Ho-Oh because Ho-Oh created all the 3 dogs in Pokemon.
Oh.
And Daisuke is Entei, and I'm Raikou.
Nice, nice.
Really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's really funny. It's a funny little thing that we have going on in there. So shout out Suicune, shout out Miguel, shout out Geisrick, shout out everyone in Lion's Den. They're all awesome people. I love the Leo community. It's really great.
You guys are
having
a
that
pact,
support has
or
been
sorry, no, a
awesome.
pride together.
Yeah, like we're all like honestly, that's how it is. I feel like everyone that's in there is really like prideful of the character. I mean, there's some like dual mainers in there and stuff like that, but it's like for the most part, like you said before, it's like people are really passionate about the character, and I think that's really cool. And we didn't really have that for Strive players until for like Leo Strive players until we made the Lines in Discord, and I feel like that's just been like such a good way to connect with everybody. So
Makes
shout
me
out
so
that.
happy when fighting games lead to community like that. Like genuinely, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, like that's how New Ed started and stuff. It was just like it was just a group chat at one point, and it just snowballs and evolves into this crazy thing, and you're like, wow, pretty cool, right? I mean, it makes the Twitter drama look like less than
Well,
the
no matter
tier list
what,
arguing and stuff.
I'm in the know at least. I understand that every time there's Twitter drama, it's between like actual people, not just like faceless entities. I know everyone knows each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Strive is
It's like
small, so
people
you
who
kind of end
know,
up knowing
they know.
everyone. I was gonna say, Tyr, I know you probably don't have a favorite Leo player, so I need you to look me in the eyes right now. You need to create a favorite Leo player. Create a Leo.
Okay. Honestly, I think I like all Leo players because a lot of Leo players I know, like I literally see them as like Leo Whitefang. Like they're all just so cool. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
One of my goats though is Leo player, average GK citizen and DVSA. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah.
Also, Valore, when I first joined the Lion's Den, also thank you for inviting me, even though I don't usually play Leo, I just draw Leo, but thank you for inviting me, I appreciate it. I remember when I said something like buff Kai Kisk, and then MFCR was like, can we remove this guy? I was like, what? One of my Leo friends was like, this MFCR guy is awesome. This guy is literally like the god of Leo. And I'm like, that's so awesome. And I'm like, this is the worst first impression.
Listen, Leo merchandise, artwork, everything like that is extremely rare compared to other characters, so if you do that, you are more than welcome in the private hidey hole Discord. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You must
if
be
you
so
are
happy
someone
that there's
is
that
getting
recent
to that-
Leo artist that's emerged recently then.
Which one are we
The
talking
one that
about?
draws Soul and Leo?
Yeah, the one that draws Soul and Leo.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know if I've
used
seen
to
them.
draw
I
more
think I've
before,
missed
but they
this
took a
whole
break.
shit here.
Oh, they've been getting really popular. I've been liking their art. Telling.
Yeah, they used to run Daily Leo.
Oh wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, that was years ago too. Okay, I know this person then. Well, not like personally, but
Okay.
I've seen them around.
Yeah, you remember them. Yeah, nice.
Small world.
I'm kind of a big fan of like peace, joy, love, friendship.
Yeah, of course you do. You
He's-
love Chikawa. And for those who are in the know, who is Leo's favorite Chikawa character? This is very important.
It's got to be Usagi. There's no way it's not Usagi.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't know.
Oh my god, you guys don't know Chikawa? Jay, bring in the Chikawa.
Am I the worst
Send in the Chikawas.
for not knowing this?
No.
No,
It's
no.
just like it's literally just a
It's like
cute
Hello
critter.
Kitty.
Yeah. It
Okay.
was somebody's. It was a Twitter comic that got really popular in Japan and now has like exploded everywhere, and it's just three cute critters.
And they're
Pretty
all
cool.
friends, and they all
They
hang
are all
out.
friends.
Oh my
And
god,
they
it's
have-
just like the three kings of Illyria. Whoa.
my God.
Oh shit.
Anyway.
I have
yeah,
to talk
okay,
about
that's-
my favorite Leo image I've ever seen, and it was like when you run out of poses to hit, so now you gotta hit the wee bears.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah, with derelict times
Yeah.
also.
I keep seeing this video where someone finds like a plushie of that thing, and it's like all dirty, and they like clean it.
That's beautiful.
Your Sagi one
Yeah.
where they're like beating it with the hammer. It's like, why are they doing them like
I don't know
that?
about that. I don't know if they were beating it. It just looks like the
Yeah.
one on the right. It's just on the
And the
picture.
deep clean.
And he's like covered in like grime and dirt from like being on the street. And, like,
I think I
cleaning
know
them.
the one.
Let this be a
That's the
lesson.
only context I've had of this.
If your
Yeah.
Leo Whitefang is covered in grease, grime, muck, and slime, give him a good, nice clean.
Give him a
And he-
beating.
Don't
Give him
beat
a beating is crazy.
That. Oh, sorry.
No, you can talk. You can
Yeah.
talk.
Okay, sorry. No, I was gonna say, this is like totally off topic. But now that you said like watching Leo Whitefang, this is probably gonna sound the same, but like when he gets like he's in the rain and he gets wet, he's like a soggy cat. But to dry off, he shakes like a dog. Like he does like the when dogs
Yeah,
shake and then
he,
the
like,
water goes
yes.
everywhere. He literally
Yeah.
does that.
That's awesome.
I can
He's
only
very
imagine him, like,
animalistic.
yeah. Him walking with Kai and Daryl, and he just does that, and then they're both soaked, but he's perfectly dry.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
what's the problem?
Couldn't
Crying
get
to
anything
think-
on my shoes after all.
These are Gucci. But yeah, before we do
G-Club.
move to closing things out, I just want to make sure that everybody has had an opportunity to say their piece. So if there are any other elements of Leo Whitefang that you feel have yet been neglected in this conversation, if you all had anything you wanted to say, please
Just
do. Oh
the
yeah,
fact
thank
that
you.
nobody
Tyr.
plays him. Like, play Leo Whitefang, everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
everyone who's listening,
Yeah.
like, try him out, and reach out. You can even reach out to me. Like, I love teaching people the character. Like, it's a great thing. And yeah, I think he's just underplayed for no reason.
Yeah.
Other than like
Yeah.
little things like small charge inputs that are literally like hold back and then hit forward and hit a button. Like it's really not as hard as everyone thinks. So
Mhm.
give it a shot. He's a cool character. He's really strong.
yeah.
If we didn't just gush about him enough to say how cool he is, then now we did. And yeah, like
Yep.
give him a shot. I love Leo.
I'm excited to
reminds
see him
me
in
of-
Dual Rulers.
Yeah, surely every single episode the voice actor wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
Every single episode. Every episode. That reminds me, I gotta talk more in the lines in. I'm in it, but I get scared because it's
Mhm.
like I am horrendously mid. So it's just like, what am I supposed to do? Hey guys, let's run some matches, and then I die. Like,
Yeah, no, I feel
You
the same
you
way.
must
I
it's a
get
lose
little
before you get
scary.
better. It's the scariest thing of fighting games, but it's the truest thing.
yeah, but I gotta do better. I join a lot of Guilty Gear servers, and then I don't talk, and then I go, wow,
It's
this is
so-
really good.
It's so true. It's
I do the same thing.
Yeah.
I'll like
You should
talk
talk
for like
more-
a day or
talk more
two, and then I
lines
get
then.
intimidated.
and with
Okay,
that.
I'll say,
Oh, yep.
sorry, one last thing is that for his design specifically, I like how heavy his brow ridge is, and I like that he has fangs. The
Mhm.
fangs they're like more like spiky teeth now, but they used to be fangs, and I think it's really funny. They just they just a little lion into this game. He's just a lion. They just put him in
I know
there.
it's really awesome. I love their
They could
commitment
have
to that.
fun.
I don't. Nobody else is really wearing their animal influence on their sleeves like he
It's
is,
like-
except for maybe Raven.
Well, I mean, Faust
It's
is the
just
animal,
it's like-
so.
Yeah, I mean, like Leo is like a lion's human Sona that's basically him.
I drew my
true.
persona.
For real.
Like if we were
They're
living in a furry world, you're so right that like Leo would be like a lion, being like, "Oh, this is what I would look like as a person." He's so real.
That's so smart. Oh my god.
To your point, I also did have a quote that was tangentially related, even though I know we were going to stop it with the quotes. And then I also wanted to give an opportunity for Tyr if he had any closing thoughts. But Raven has a cool quote with Leo where he's like, "Defeat stings more for those who seldom lose, but you are still better off than those who do not feel the weight of defeat. Struggle often and prosper." That's fucking awesome.
It's so
is-
good.
Applicable not only to Leo, but I feel like everyone who plays anything or just is a person in the world. Struggle often and prosper.
You have to send me the rest of these quotes that we weren't able to read on the broadcast because I think they're really cool. Every single one that you've showed me is very cool.
Thank you. We were able to hit on most of them, thankfully. It was also just like win quotes and stuff.
Yeah,
a shame
cool.
that we
I
don't
I
have-
didn't pay attention as much, I guess, to the deep-rooted lore around it. Would you actually like bring attention to it and talk about it? It's like
It's sick.
it's kind of eye-opening.
I think
Yeah.
my favorite thing of fighting games, even if you don't like read the stories themselves, is having someone tell you about it because it just gives you more appreciation for this kind of thing. Like, yeah, like there's thought in it that you never really noticed before, and it can just make like the characters cooler. I like learning things like that, obviously, because I run a podcast for it. But I just think it's fun.
I think even more fundamentally too, getting to see like people's personal interpretations of characters makes them feel so much more alive. Like I love knowing like, oh, this isn't just like the character as they exist in the text. This is the character as they exist in the text, as interpreted by this person's personal lens. And I think that that's so fucking awesome. Like I really, really love people's interpretations.
I'll never forget when we got the crow person on it, and that they were like, oh yeah, by the way, I see RoboKai as like being made out of flesh, and there's an entire reason that like there's like a guy underneath the robot stuff, and like that's cool. Like that's their that's sick.
Yeah,
I
was
that.
gonna say the crow people were absolutely model guests. Honestly though, I can't say that we've ever had any bad guests, so like shout outs
Sure,
to the crow folks.
But yeah, Tyr,
Um,
I just wanted to, was there anything before we close out?
Oh, I don't think I've much to say. One thing, I think Leo Whitefang, the 2025 Guilty Gear Strive popularity poll, we got it this time. We will win.
Yes!
yes. Oh, yes.
Surely this time. Surely this time.
At number 1 for sure, Unica who?
Unica?
Run it back.
The
And
confidence is very Leo of you.
And with that is the end of the Talk to Me About Guilty Gear, Leo Whitefang podcast. There is
No, you meant what you said. You meant what you said. He is guilty.
Yeah,
He is
he
the
he
finisher
is
Guilty
Guilty Gear.
There's just one small detail I have to say before we close this out. And if those who are in the know, you know what I'm about to say, and it's that Leo Whitefang in canon is the most attractive character ever because Ramlethal loves him, Giovanna loves him, I think there's another character, I forget who. He has the most people that are in love with him.
Endless
Shout
rage.
out.
That's true. And it's deserved.
Endless Riz.
It should have been me. It should have been me.
Not him.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Next week or next month or whenever I decide to do this, we'll be covering May, who is the other chargy of this game. So my oppression will continue. But thank you all for coming on and thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for having me.
Goodbye.